I gave somebody $10, they could tell me who the first person that was signed to Sam Cooke.
Muhammad Ali.
I don't even know.
Muhammad Ali? He was the manager?
I guess you.
All right, I'll hit you up later. You can hit me
I
later.
used to see the movies. Shut up.
All
Good to
right.
go, Fred?
Hit me later.
Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to the Talking While Black podcast. We here another glorious week. We now in spooky season. I'm gonna quit with the corny shit though, but shit, I had a good week. I'm here with my co-host Joe Thomas,
What's goody?
EJ,
What's going on?
John.
What it do, baby?
All right, Kawhi, and Chuck.
Hi.
Mr. Taylor.
John Taylor.
Chuck Taylor.
Yeah. You don't want to get sued from multiple different angles.
Man, how was you guys' week though?
Pause.
It was boss week. So you boss up on these niggas out here? You know.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
I asked him how was his week. He was like, boss.
Hey, had to, bro.
He had a boss ass week. That's what's up.
$65, $60, something like that.
60 hours? Man, how's your back? That's one.
Feel I'm young out here, so
Young,
you know.
okay, that's what's up.
Right.
Young body out here. That's what's up. Anybody?
My
else
weekend was long but productive.
Yeah, I know you had a long week.
It
Probably,
be like that.
last weekend was probably long too.
Man, last weekend was long as shit. I ain't get home till about 2 o'clock in the morning.
For real,
Nothing.
man. But y'all fed everybody, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you already know.
Yeah, because I was just curious, just like I know y'all was gonna do it, but like where y'all set up at and stuff like that, you know, because y'all always feed everybody and stuff
Oh,
like
you
that.
already know.
Yeah,
Love the kids.
not saying like that, man. But shout out to the Battle of the Bands, though, man. It was another epic turnout for real. Like nowhere where Mr. Wilson goes, like that shit just, man,
Yes, sir.
that shit works. I was gonna say, like, he pulling it off. So, man, big shout out to Music Through the Streets. Big shout out to Joe. Big shout out to Mr. Wilson. You know, I had a good time out there at the Battle of the Band. So,
You was there?
yeah,
Damn.
I called you out, Frat, but like
I ain't hear you.
when y'all
Fred.
walk by.
Jared, bro. Everywhere.
Yeah, I was going to support. I was definitely
Jared,
gonna
San
support.
Diego.
Right.
Right.
I was definitely going to support. I always support.
Where in
It just,
the world is
Fred.
Jared,
Yeah.
San Diego?
yeah.
San Diego J.
It just got too cold out there for a minute though. It's like in the middle of the stands battle and stuff like that. I
Right.
just left.
I'm so glad we did 2 and out.
Yeah, I was like, man, it was cold though, man. Like it's crazy though. See, Maple Heights all black now. Like I remember, like back in high school, like early high school days, we used to play football games with them. It was mostly white.
Mm-hmm.
It's now Maple Heights mostly black. Like that's crazy. Times changing.
Right.
Let's start off with like what's going on in the world for right now, for real. So, if you haven't seen this past couple of weeks, it's been pictures floating around of Border Patrol using whips on Haitians, trying to come into America. Border Patrol using whips on black people, like I don't know, but it just brings this imagery. I don't know, but like it definitely brings this imagery of like slavery or back in the day as like runaway slaves and stuff like that. Who's in the right mind was for them to have whips like that on horses?
Well, you know what's crazy is that's the whole reason why the sheriffs and police was made.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What's
Especially sheriffs,
behind
because the sheriffs,
slaves?
the office sheriffs, that's what they really
The
do.
same
like,
star that they were
or
today.
U.S. Marshals track down fugitives and stuff like that, and like bring them back to like wherever they hometown is for their charges or wherever they got their charges at. So, but like, who are to blame for this though? Like, do we blame the Biden administration? Because I see people blaming the Biden administration for it. Like, how does this?
Who do we blame? We blame whoever sent these people down here.
Right.
And that's just what it is. Like, that's disgusting. Like,
Great
these
word
people
usage. This is
are
definitely
these,
disgusting.
these people are impoverished.
Right.
Their places. I mean, their home is just.
They just
You
devastated. They
feel me?
went through a hurricane and earthquake.
If they come
They
in
went through
here
so
and
much,
we're
so much.
all the fucked up thing is we're extending our hand out, but this is how we're treating them. Like, come on now, we got to do better. But as being a black person in America, unfortunately, you're like, this is to be expected. I'm not saying we're not upset about it, but it's just like,
it's not surprising.
You feel me? It's not surprising. And whoever sent the people down there to act that way should be ashamed of themselves, and that's just what it is. Why are we treating human beings like that? And that's just what it is.
And that's the thing too, like you said, like, you know, we accept our arms open for these Afghan refugees, but like people trying to escape their situation from Haiti, of all things, like they coming down and like using whips on them and stuff like that, saying they can't come across the borders, or just like, you know, like,
you know what? I'm kind of interested to see. I don't know if something happened in London or England and they fled here, what would happen?
Mm-hmm.
We'll probably send private jets over there. We're probably sending them good airplanes over there. They have a nice little area at the airport to get it. They'll probably shut the whole airport down. Come this way, follow us. Here's your passport. Here's where you're gonna be staying. Here's a stipends of X amount of money, get you through the month. We got everything laid out and paid.
And I think the main reason though why people also blaming the Biden administration, because like people blame the Trump administration for them having the kids in cages and stuff like that from Mexico and stuff like that. So
that's what I was just about to say. You think? I mean, this on Biden watch. Just think if Trump would have double tapped with that second round, it would have been way worse. You know, so it's just behind the scenes. It's just coming out now because they really trying to just post this Biden shit. Like, damn, see, this is what y'all get with Biden. What did y'all get with Trump? You know what I'm saying? But
is that, man? But even like Joe said, it's on whoever sent them, but it's on the people too, bro.
Yeah.
Like it's on you to go down there with a wit or whatever you doing, bro, and do that though.
Like,
you know what I'm saying? Like we always try to go higher. Like, okay, who sent them, bro? At the end of the day, you a human, just like the human that you about to with, bro. You have a right yourself to not do something wrong, bro. Like,
I mean, to be honest with you, I really think it has a big thing to do with who Joe had worked for in the previous years.
Yeah.
And the thing about that
to
too,
be honest with you, coming in and now here you come. They ain't like Trump. I mean, they didn't like Obama too much either. You know what I'm saying? Yes, he was the first black man, but I mean, they ain't like him at all. You know what I'm saying? We loved him, but they ain't
they
like
won't
him.
let Obama do shit.
So I think it has something to do with that.
yeah, they always do, man. Always do. It's a sign of times, and it's like
It set us back some years.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But unfortunately, man, as the news, as the world turns, racism activity and things of that nature in this country is the same. For some reason, some things are getting better and some things stay the same, man. So
you heard what the Texas governor said about? He said the Border Patrol people got fired. Come to Texas, protect our borders. He's on Coke Mountain again.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Texas governor, same dude who's been like, bruh, like
on it, bro. Just been all limelight. Just
on Coke Mountain till this right now.
The one that dipped when everything went down.
oh yeah, that
He was on
dude.
He definitely said for those who've been fired or whatever, or things of that nature from the Border Patrol, come to Texas. We'll hire you. Yeah. Governor who says all this shit about like you're not wearing masks and all this other things. Yeah, straight redneck. But then he wasn't nowhere to be found when Houston was going through when Texas was going through that shit.
Oh, they doing
with the
was.
snow.
He did.
With the snow.
He was caught, bro, on the
Yeah, he
airport
did.
hitting that motherfucking chief over.
Yeah, he was caught on vacation. Like
They was all
he
like
did.
the pose with the kids crossing the street, like boom, had everybody in hand.
But
Like,
has so much to say about.
Who did?
And the same dude who signed the law for no critical race theory. Like, if anything, this shows you if you don't teach critical race theory in your school, what will happen. Like, they don't understand.
First off, why are we omitting and altering history?
Right.
Yeah.
Why is this such a? We put our energy into. I'm talking about the people that make up these rules. Y'all put your energy in trying to cover shit up versus just trying to
Get better.
get
Change
better.
yourself.
Acknowledge. I mean, for it. If you're the person with the running the show or whatever the case may be, as far as all this racism shit go. Why not just acknowledge it? Like, look,
right?
Because you ain't do it. Your ancestors did it. Hey, we fucked up.
And they hate to do that. Like, and when they say it, when they see shit now, it's like, oh, it's like another time white people being evil or a woke show. If you put like a black chick in the show, all of a sudden it's like, oh, the show's woke now. Like,
because they gotta make it in the history books.
Like just because they wanted to diversify.
I mean,
and that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, we know about, but no, y'all don't know about because you got people saying like, oh, we can make Harriet Tubman a white woman or some shit like that. It's been too long since nobody will know it's a thing. Like,
shut your mouth.
Shut the fuck up.
These are the conversations we're having. Like, instead of trying to fix this shit, instead of trying to, like y'all came up with these Asian hate laws and shit like that. Instead of just trying to fix the shit, no, let's cover this shit up some more. Let's go. We about to double down. Yeah, Mom said get all that shit out the closet that you've been hiding, all that filth. And we said, you know what? We're gonna put it in the closet.
And then but like you said, and then every other nation is doing this but us. Like, we can't just accept the fact that we fucked up. Like, even Australia, even though they censor a lot of shit, I heard in schools they be like, yeah, we did the Aborigines, we fucked them up, like, and things of that nature, like,
Yeah, I just don't get what the point of trying to hide it is.
Yeah, like, we fucked up. Like, we did slavery too. That shit was fucked up, You know
what it is? Because time
and then
stops,
after that, we had Jim Crow.
Time stops for nobody. So, the further along time goes, if they trying to cover this shit up, right now we're devastated. But the next generation, they're just going to be intrigued. And the generation after that, they're just going to know little right here, little right there. And then the generation after that, they just going to think it's the normal. Like, ain't shit wrong with America. America always been
we literally had something called the Trail of Tears for the Native Americans go to Oklahoma. Like, bruh, that shit is fucked up when they was here. Like,
bruh, it's about
you niggas y'all folks only get this land right here.
Then stumbled up on the motherfucking history. Now it's like it's contradicting everything that was documented. Now that everything's coming out, and they
you don't like it here, go away. Like, bruh, none of this land.
Try, don't let me.
And all it's gonna be is pretty much.
I didn't ask to be
the
here.
answer.
You know what I mean?
The answer to everything.
Like,
we gonna still be an open gate policy to everybody else, except we gonna not take care of our home first. We gonna go ahead. Okay, we gonna give y'all reparation. We took care of y'all. We got Uncle Ben off the face of the thing. We took Aunt Jemima off of it. We even hooked up motherfucking Mrs. Butler.
And but like these are
some shit. That's so crazy.
But at the same time, nobody even asked for that,
bro. Yeah,
nobody even asked for that. That's not even shit.
That was everybody's favorite auntie.
Like nobody even asked for that. Like,
uncle, bro, like.
We want like fair housing, fair credit for everybody, and like shit like this is just not to be looked down upon.
We don't want to go.
We want these police reforms too. Like, honestly, for when they supposed to use the gun, like switch that shit.
That ain't about that because they was the overseers, bro. That's why it's like overseers officers.
But man, we could spend so much time on this, but going to some more fuck shit. Supposedly, a white sign was placed on a fountain at Piedmont High School in North Carolina. So. Apparently, a student, he came by and saw, it was two fountains. Saw white on one fountain and then nothing on another. He posted up, put it on social media. It began circulating, things of that nature. Supposedly, the administrators of the school said the fault was, we had a pet rally the day before, but we don't understand how that correlates to a white sign being
the night before, and the sign was on the floor, and a staff member walked past and seen it. And put it up on the fountain.
But why is a white sign?
It don't even make sense. Like,
because where's their mascot again? The Panthers, and
they're like Panthers or something like
blue
that.
And black, or like
the color of the school signs is like blue and yellow and black or something like that.
Why would you need a white sign? Like,
why would you need a sign that says white?
Is this the white section?
A white sign that has black letters that say white, bro. Yeah. Like what is that?
Let's just call it what it is.
At least come up with a better story.
Right, like,
you know what I'm saying?
Come on.
I'm almost certain this was an asshole little kid, wanted to do some dumb shit, and here we are.
It just it's just back to what you were saying, man. Take the fault. Say, hey, man, we go investigate. Even if you want,
this is unacceptable.
You see what's going on or whatever, you know what I mean? But it's like, nah,
this is not.
We're about to come out with this crazy story about like, And you still didn't apologize. I was like, man, there's some kids that really was hurting behind this. You know what I'm saying? We're so sorry about that, or whatever. We go investigate, figure out, get to the bottom of it. Whoever was a part of it will get, you know what I'm saying, their due justice or whatever,
Definitely. That's all you have to say. This is unacceptable. We will not stand for this.
That's back to what we were saying, man. The continual excuse making in this country, bro.
Honestly, we go back to the Border Patrol shit. The White House was quick to say, "Yo, we denounce that. We have nothing to do. That shit is unacceptable with them using whips and stuff like that." They ain't even try to make an excuse. They said they would investigate how it happened, but what it is just oh, it's a pet rally and horse playing and shit like that.
Make it make sense.
All right. But yeah, who knows what's going on in that school? I just hope somehow they do get to the bottom and find out what happened, or them jerks get kicked out of school. Whoever had that white sign or whatever, that shit is not funny. I don't know, to some certain people or audience, racist shit is funny to them. It is not.
Yeah, dude.
Not at all.
You see it on social media, bro.
Especially where if you were making fun of that shit, you were the oppressor.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly. Nah, not at all. So Keisha Gray from Memphis, supposedly she had a violent arrest, and from that she had miscarried her child.
Yes. This happened on March 29th of 2020. Gray says she and her fiance were driving around looking at real estate for sale. Gray says she and her fiance got into a slight argument. She asked him to pull over and let her out so she could walk and cool off. A witness then called authorities to report her as a victim of domestic violence. The lawsuit says the witness concocted an elaborate story that described an attempted kidnapping and involved extreme physical violence. She said she explained to the officer that this was a misunderstanding. I was okay. At that point, he wanted to take a report, and I said I can't make a report on something that did not happen. The lawsuit filed by Donati Law claims the deputies stated anytime they are called for an investigation, they must file a report. She refused. The deputy allegedly asked for her name, but once again she refused. I did not identify myself because I did not want to make something into nothing. It was not that serious, Gray said. Gray believes that is the reason things went left, knowing her rights. The suit claims Gray was tackled in the street, handcuffed, all while saying she was not being detained, and ultimately resulting in her miscarrying. Yeah, so pretty much somebody called the cops on the situation. They wasn't really sure what happened. Explained it in a way that made it way worse.
Right.
The cops came, reacted to a situation that supposedly didn't happen, and took it way too far. Even though the lady exercised her rights, I don't want to tell y'all nothing. You know what I'm saying? Right. It is what it is. Unfortunately, it escalated to the point where they feel like they had to tackle her. There is video. We can't, if you want to look it up, go look it up. Her name is Keisha Gray, Kesha Gray, and just type in Memphis after that. And pretty much, man, it was a pretty rough arrest, which I don't understand how what's she getting arrested for? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
even in that
no probable cause.
There's no reason to arrest her for what?
What charge are you arresting her on?
Why are you tackling
just because she wants to
to the ground, bro?
I feel like you could have handled that in many different ways, and now a child has been lost due to adults doing.
I hope she gets some money from this. Honestly.
And the money can't even.
You feel me? That's a whole
replace.
life.
Yeah, you can't even replace what
that's
your
a
kid.
Whole life.
But that's the saddest thing. This is
some suspensions.
And this is why
not suspensions but firings. Honestly,
yeah. And this is why it hurts. This is why we speak about this stuff, because people don't hear these kind of stories going on, man. And in our community, man, we go through this stuff all the time, bro.
Right.
You know what I mean? There's no reason for this to have happened. She literally did the right thing. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? She literally got out of the situation. Like we always tell our kids, walk away, bro. If you can, walk away from the situation. She got out. You know what I'm saying? She was trying to just cool off a little bit. Probably just a little stupid. You know what I'm saying? man, I told you to turn around 6 miles ago. You know what I'm saying? Something stupid. They got to a little argument.
Right.
She got out to just chill. You know what I'm saying? All right, we ain't about to go there. Stuff that we be taught all the time, bro. She did the right thing, then here we go.
Nosy people.
You know what I mean? Y'all said it went into something totally that didn't even have to.
Right.
But like I said, you're trained. You're supposed to be trained to diffuse a situation totally different than this, bro. Like, you mean tell me there's 2 male cops fully armed that couldn't just, you know what I'm saying? Y'all had to really wrestle this lady she's getting arrested for nothing. Point blank, period.
Let it be known. I mean, as I said, let it be known. We phrase it a little bit better. It's gonna be like at the end of the day, like everything else, a question about procedure, whose version of the procedure is gonna be it, and it's like 9 times out of 10. I hate to be the asshole about it, but you know how it's gonna go, man.
But at the same time, they can't tell her no charge or whatever she's getting arrested for. So,
but you know how it's gonna play out. It's gonna be lightweight, some funny little suspect ass suspensions. Hopefully, reparation do happen, but you can't. Nothing that calls for a life lost. My opinion. I go evil. I won't pound flesh.
So, man, but shout out to Keisha Gray, man. I hope you know something gets settled or something like happens. Like justice need to happen in this case, honestly. So that's all we got to say like that. It's just sad that like these cases and these events still happens today, man. Like honestly, you know. So MacArthur names a record number of black geniuses. To get grants. So shout out to MacArthur and them giving out grants to a lot of black geniuses and things like that. We love to see shit like that happen in the black community. You know, like kids in STEM and stuff like that. You know, getting the money that they need or things they need for either like for school or like research they need to get into, because you know we need more black people in like these science fields. Honestly, you know. So like
all kind of fields.
Yeah.
All kind of fields for real. Like, you know, we all can't be entrepreneurs and things like that. Like, you know, it needs to be.
But we need that one to take that one to the next level for that entrepreneur, you know.
Entrepreneurs, but you know, shout out to them for supporting STEM students, black STEM kids. So.
Yeah, and I think it's just great that, you know, this grant, for those who are familiar with it, is actually worth $625,000, and it's distributed over 5 years. So that's amazing. I mean, that takes care of yes. That takes care of a lot of people's, you know, with room to spare. You know, that's amazing, and I'm glad. And so the number was actually 25 students. We would like to see that a little higher, but hey, you know, we moving in the right direction. Hopefully, you know, they can keep doing that.
What's the average number? Because if this is out there as news, I'm pretty sure that 25 is actually a larger number than what we think. Like, what's the normal
for these grants? Like,
how many kids do they bless with this grant?
Out of people in general, or you mean like in the
people in general? Like, no specific demographic.
This article I'm not really sure on that. I didn't research that.
That's beautiful. Like $625.
Yeah, that's definitely beautiful.
Per person over the next 5 years, like that. Like John said, that takes care of a lot. Like in so many forms. For my education, that's books.
Right.
That's a computer. That's room and
Tuition,
board for it. You feel me? That's tuition.
Yeah.
Like,
depending on what school you go, that's like all 4 or 5 years.
Yeah,
like,
no.
that's what I'm saying.
Depending on where you go.
Depending you're going like Ohio State, that's like maybe just like 2 or 3 years.
But you can make it work.
You still make it work. Like, honestly. So like, man, yeah, shout out to them for, you know, giving out those grants. First all-black team has been found climbing Mount Everest. I would like to say that's what's up. Like, we need to be doing more adventurous things as black people as a community, outdoor activities and things like that. I know we get caught up in so much like, oh, black people don't do that shit.
I was just about to say to a certain extent. I don't want to see none of us out here trying to fuck with bears and shit like that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, don't be out here wrestling bears or some shit like that. But like, You know,
we've been
can do
so
camping.
spread out though. We've been so spread out that
camping.
we everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be all different kinds of us.
We can do camping, like we can do outdoor activities like camping, kayak.
What's that boy name in NASCAR right now?
Oh yeah, NASCAR stuff like that.
Bubba Wallace.
It's still he's like these people like, oh, that's NASCAR. White people shit or some shit like that. Like honestly, cause man, we what I say is we are descendants of warriors and kings, man. We're not rats. We don't need to be scared of shit, honestly.
And truth be told, I low-key feel like we're not scared of shit. As a culture, like we have to deal with so much on a daily basis. Mm-hmm. Like anything, a lot of times, anything we do, we kind of take over. Right. And you know, the masses get mad at that. Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, we already had it. This just now, you know what I'm saying? They scared it's coming out.
Right. Mm-hmm. So yeah, man, shout out to them. You know the name of the all black team?
I do not. But we can find out.
Right.
He said we the boys.
Ice Pack Boys.
So Bruce Beach returned to an African American family.
Yes, Bruce Beach is a place in California that was back in the early days was used as a place where black people could go and swim. Mm-hmm. But the land was ultimately taken from them by the state of California, I believe, and now it's been given back to them.
You ever notice like some of the older black neighborhoods, it gets taken away? Like it's like underneath a lake, like right now, like Lake Lanier in Georgia, or what else we have? We have Central Park in New York. That was like a black community over there. That's
crazy.
Yeah, it's just like
speak on that.
Really
that
crazy?
Is it ain't crazy, but speak on that. Central Park, bro. Central Park.
When they want to,
you know what I mean? Like
when they want to try to make something better, or when they want to just try to do something different,
let's just shove the black community out of the way.
You feel me?
You know,
Central Park is so like that's a main attraction.
Yeah.
In New York City, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, let's go to Central Park. Like, dude, you know what I mean? Like,
let's just call it what it is.
That is so, man.
Like, anytime they want to make something better, let's push the black people out of here. And then, as the black people reestablish themselves, now let's just do this and kick the black people out of here.
We're having a lot of droughts. Oh, we need to make a reservoir. We need to make a lake.
The sweet thing about this was seeing the governor of California apologize. You know what I'm saying? For what they had did to them back then.
Accountability.
You know what I'm saying? That's one thing that you really ever don't see is somebody like that apologizing. You know what I'm saying? Like on TV. Like, you know what I'm saying? And you run the area. You know what I'm saying? I know that's hard. It was really hard for him at the time as well. You know what I'm saying?
Keeping it, like you just said, keeping it a bang. I think Joe Biden is probably the only person I've ever seen on TV just acknowledge, just like,
hey, look, bro,
what we doing?
We messed up, bro.
Right?
Like
I don't remember hearing or seeing any white person. I mean, of that stature, of that demographic.
Yeah, because what happened around when he got elected?
Who?
When Biden got elected, when at his election speech when he got elected, he did mention that, like, saying if there was a different.
The night he got elected, he spoke on that. Basically, what he was saying,
but something happened around the time. I was trying to remember what.
Like, he's the only person of that stature to speak on that. Like,
yeah.
You see some news people talk about it or acknowledge it, but a person of like who a yes or no person.
Yeah.
Right.
To actually acknowledge that,
because you won't see that news person.
I'm 33 years old, and that's in my lifetime.
But like Greg Abbott. We could take them border control, and they need jobs over here. Like, why?
Blue Lives Matter.
Because they redneck and they rolling.
Bro, like, I swear he just stay on Coke Mountain. The Texas government, man. Like,
new Disney attraction. Let me stop because we gonna get shut down before. Never mind. I'm sorry, Disney.
So, what do black reparations look like in 2021?
Bruh.
I just can say, honestly, like, free education.
Nah, look.
I'm not finished though. Free education, free healthcare, like, free debt free Make all of this
For real.
just debt free. Honestly,
I want my family 7 acres.
It's 40, ain't it?
40 acres.
40 acres.
I'm not gonna lie though. What you just said seems the most realistic
for 2021. Yeah,
you got because you know the tip. You know, first thing come to my head, I was money. Fuck that. Like, let's pay all the black people. That just don't seem realistic because then. All right, let's see if you're really like.
Yeah, you know how
this shit they gonna throw at you.
Right, yeah.
And then when they gotta get some black people some money, this is the shit they gonna throw at you. Let's do it.
Are you really a descendant of slaves?
You feel me? So then you gotta go through that. You already know they're gonna take their sweet, precious time with that. That's gonna be like another 2-3 years.
And then the way they pay you, they're gonna be like, here, $150 a month.
Yeah, right.
For 45
Ain't no
years.
option to get that.
Like,
That's
you know what I'm saying? Like,
free
you know what I mean?
healthcare for us, free education.
But that seems the most realistic. Like free
that.
education, point blank, period.
Right.
Free healthcare, point blank, period.
Free financial education.
You know, to
like
be
that
fair,
for-
I ain't gonna lie.
They
To
ain't
be
gonna do
fair,
that.
schools have always had financial education. People just be skipping class and not doing that shit.
Nah.
It depends what schools though.
Look, hey, look. Check this
And
out.
then, but they
had that
also
shit.
make them
They
as
had that shit at
electives.
Shaw.
Yeah.
But they make it
that
electives
shit
like
at
everybody.
Shaw.
Not, it's not mandatory though.
If you sign up for one of these 4-year colleges and don't go see a counselor and just pick your classes, I guarantee you right now you would be so jacked up. You know what I'm saying? Like you just can't just.
And it be financial shit, but it don't be shit about.
They don't teach you financial shit.
It don't.
You know what I'm saying?
It don't be
Unless
about
you
like
pick the classes.
taxes. It might be some shit about
True
credit.
story, it won't be about taxes. I will admit that, but
It won't be about credit.
I remember it won't be about credit either.
Oh yeah, credit. Yeah.
But it'll teach you. I mean, for real. I remember this when
It'll teach you how to budget. That's about it.
Yeah, but it'll teach you about budget. It'll teach you about income. It gives you the ground level stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But to be fair, ain't that what you expect out of a high school? Like the
Yeah. So what it's supposed to do.
right. So I'm just keeping it. Just working in the education
I
system.
think
it be there, but it's not mandatory.
that's what saying needs to
And
be
then
mandated.
And
like,
it's not like, woo.
when
Gonna
the
be
kid
on
is-
time to it.
let's
Like
just
it's like
let's just keep it a
tucked off.
bean. If I'm a teenager, the last thing I'm trying to do is take a financial literacy class.
Yeah.
Like,
And then
then
what
the
they
second
call
thing, if I am choosing to take it, I'm not really paying attention.
But you know what they call it though? Business math. That's the name of the course. It's called business math.
Shoot, not up at where I work at. They got financial literacy,
That's called
financial education, financial.
But you know,
Oh, see, they doing what they need to do now.
It's always been there. It's just been called different things.
but like I said, it wasn't mandatory. And then like
It's not
like we said for people who don't want to go to college because like it's like the workforce is
Now I
is
will say
very
that
wild.
they have a lot of programs nowadays than what we had when we were in high school. Like if college ain't the thing that you want to do, it's to the point like
cosmetology or
if you
like
do
auto
cosmetology 2 years, you coming out with a license
or like auto shop or whatever.
Yeah, there's a lot more. Yeah, there's a lot more access to the
because like
the actual thing that you need. Yes. It's access to those.
carpentry.
I'm gonna say this. I know a lot of no offense to nobody. I've been to college as well, but I've seen a lot of non-college people go into the workforce and do well better than people I know with with degrees right now. You know what I mean? Like it's.
And
but
then,
you always
that comes
got
to a point too, because like sometimes like your department, don't push internships. And so by the time you graduate, you don't have no type of experience. And that happened with me. Like the dude wasn't on us for like internships or anything like that. I'm like, yo, what the hell? Like, what's going on? So
But to go back to the question, I feel like your shit was spot on. Like free.
I'll take the land too, bro.
Yeah,
give me the land.
Of course,
give me the
land.
money and other stuff on
They
top
ain't
of
gonna
that.
give. They ain't gonna
While
give us the
I'm
land,
waiting
though.
on the money.
They ain't gonna give us the land, though.
Bro, they just dedicate an area or a couple states. You know what I'm saying? We'll take the lower.
They're gonna give you the most
That's too
garbage
much.
spot.
That's too much.
hey.
Like that's
You already
too much
know.
like right.
You already know
But
it's
at
gonna be
the
the most
same
garbage
time,
place though.
Down the street.
at
from
the same time, because like today we mostly getting killed by the fork now. Like healthcare, free healthcare, that definitely would go a long way for us though.
Healthcare and education will get us right.
But to be honest
But
with
they don't
you,
want us right.
you really think
They
the
don't want us on
healthcare
equal
would be like,
platform.
you know what I'm saying? Like, the best, you know what I'm saying?
The
possible.
healthcare?
Yeah.
I'm just saying, though, what's the last time they asked a black man, like, when he been to the doctor? Ask, like, the next 10 black men that.
And COVID don't count.
Yeah, right. When they been to the doctor, like
For real, but that goes
killer.
back to education, though.
I mean, just look, like, you had, like, Biz Marquis, Shock G, all these niggas dies, and they only, like, 50-something.
Dude, that goes back to education and stereotypes, though.
That is too, but I'm just saying, like, also, but, like, if healthcare was free, and somebody pushed them to go to the doctor.
Yeah.
But it all goes back to our history, man. You know, and sad thing about it is we, up until now, man, we really couldn't trace our history like that, man. But, you know, recently, there has been, I think, 3.5 million
DNA.
African American DNA strands digitized now. Mm-hmm. So like you do like Ancestry.com, 23andMe, and all that stuff like that. There's 3 point that like for a lot of African American people, a lot of black people, you would go on there and you would hit like a dead end because they didn't track your people. You know what I mean? Like who cared about them? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't care. Right. But now a lot of stuff been digital, like 3.5 million DNA samples or whatever been digitized. So now it's a possibility that, you know, if you have been trying to trace your ancestry and stuff, that you might be, you know, lucky enough to follow it, you know. And I think that's pretty cool too. Yeah,
we didn't know how to read and write, so
right.
Yeah,
you know, there was no way for us to keep.
They told us you was free,
keep track.
Yeah, you know
right,
what I'm
just
saying?
straight like that. All right, bro.
They
said we gotta free y'all asses, so
this is all y'all know. If y'all want to stay, you can.
Right,
pretty much.
You know what I'm saying?
Right,
like,
if you want to stay,
I'll feed you.
Yeah,
like folks in Texas didn't know to what, like the year later. Yeah. Shout out to Juneteenth. That's how Juneteenth. But you know, like, but that's what's up. You know, we trying to get our ethnic identity back, and that's the shit that's been erased from us. Like, honestly, like, and that's what the crazy. That's why we create our own culture and stuff like that. And you know, we want to keep something as ours, but like, as soon as we create our own culture, like, other people take it and stuff like, oh, it's American culture, but like, no.
Dang, man, you know, just
can't have nothing.
It's almost like history.
We feel like the stepchild.
Redheaded stepchild.
We feel like Harry Potter that gotta live in the
staircase.
The staircase, like
Cinderella before the glow up.
You feel me? You don't want to fuck with us.
If it's hot, we all share it in America. But if it's something fucked up, they gonna disavow, try to cancel that shit so fucking quick. Like we ain't had nothing to do with that.
But like, you know, shout out to more people finding out, you know, where we from. Things of that nature, who they are, because, you know, but, you know, at the same time, though, it's expensive, too, to figure that out, you know, like,
they ain't gonna make it easy.
Yeah, that shouldn't even be the case, man.
Like, it should be free for us. And you can talk about that reparations, like, that could go in that shit, too, figure out our ancestry line, like, honestly. Like, what was that shit in Watchmen? They took it, like, they made it so, like, you could just, they took a DNA sample and they found out if you was part of the Tulsa race riots or some shit like that, you would get some money or some shit like that.
I mean, that even goes back to, you know, there were supposed to be black Native Americans too, bro.
True.
You know what I'm saying? How do we know you're not getting reparations you're supposed to get? Because your great grandma might not even have been a normal slave or not. You know what I'm saying? They could be Native American.
And then, like, on top of that,
you know what I'm saying? It's just stuff you would never know because...
And this land we set aside for Native Americans, too, for the reservations, like, that shit is, like, horrible for them, though, man. This shit's sad, like.
But this is America.
Taxation without representation.
Well, speaking of freaking America,
America, supposedly United Airlines are having like firings across the board for not being vaccinated.
Yes.
People who are not vaccinated, they saying, oh, they're just firing them, you know.
Because Biden, whether he signed that executive order or whatever, that, you know, like federal employees or whatever have to be vaccinated. Like, it's mandatory that you got to be vaccinated, you know. And I guess United was originally supposed to fire like 550, like almost like 600 employees. Like, I can't even imagine how's they even operating. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
because people.
And I think it like like a couple days before the deadline, man, it dropped down to like 300 or something, man. So a lot of people went and got their vaccinations, man, to keep their job. But you know, I feel like it's everybody's personal right to do what they want.
Just don't spread misinformation.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say. Like, you could have your own, like, justification for not doing it and things like that, how you feel, but don't spread misinformation. And that's the thing that's going on. Like, people spreading misinformation about vaccines or things of that nature. It's just like...
Come to find out when, you know, when people bring up the whole Tulsa situation, from what I read, they already had herpes or syphilis, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, no, they bring up the Tuskegee Airmen.
Tuskegee, excuse me. What is it?
I'm not the Tuskegee Airmen, but the Tuskegee experiment.
Yeah.
When they was talking about that, it's FDA approved and stuff like that. Like, people try to be like, "Oh, that was FDA." But like, did you look further?
I mean, for sometimes we just gotta read. Of course, you know they're gonna always the black people gonna be the test dummies, but it's okay to do your research.
Yeah, it's okay. And they were telling, it's a vaccine, but it's not curing people. Nobody says a cure is a vaccine.
You can't expect a cure to happen to something that just happened. Like,
yeah, and the thing is, the vaccine is to slow down the spread.
Just like chickenpox.
Just like chickenpox, polio, and they talking about it hasn't been no mandated vaccines before. Like, it's been a few in America for the Spanish flu, polio, all that shit. You know, there's been a lot of mandates. Yeah, they didn't make it within. They made it within a year, but.
Let's just keep it real. When it comes down, the bottom line is, they treat black people fucked up. But when it's coming down to their bottom line, which is making money, and the stoppage of making money, you know what? Right. We just gonna figure this shit out. It ain't no, I don't think they trying to just kill off black folk. You got magnets in the medicine.
And if you see like the industries they made,
that was funny. That was funny. I'm sorry, that video had me rolling.
Like, you see the presidents and stuff getting this stuff. You see other higher VPs and stuff getting this. He's just blaming on black people. Or like, what else? Like, the healthcare industry, they mandate that. Y'all was like, oh, they just blaming on black people. Like, nah, like doctors and all this other stuff. Like, there's so many people in the healthcare industry.
Right.
Different types of people of all races. Like, you can't just say it's on black people. Like, honestly.
The elephant in the room. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Them angry hoteps.
Bruh, SARS.
Oh, sorry.
They been having. They back 80s media. They all have.
And that's the thing too. Like, there's been different type of coronaviruses too over the years, and we've been able to study it too. So
it started from SARS. Where it comes from overseas.
Mm-hmm.
They been having that.
But speaking of like airlines firing people, there's also been a mandate about California. Like, California saying that they want all school children to be vaccinated.
I can no longer speak on the issue for my children are not in California schools.
They say at least by next fall they're trying to get this implemented. Or like
that shit gotta be perfect.
Next fall? And they say next fall, kindergartens do 12. School children.
It's one thing when you
not public or private schools, all school children.
It's one thing when
they're gonna drop another check.
It's one thing when
like
you
they did
want us
last week.
adults to do it, but when you bring the children into the equation, that shit gotta be perfect.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Like, that shit got like.
But let me tell you this: when you dangle $6,000, $7,000 checks in front of a parent's face, they like. Well,
but that goes back to America, though. That goes back to the system that we in.
It's cold-blooded, but you think about how long they did the shutdown. You know what I'm saying?
And like that's what I'm saying. That's
parents
money. Like,
at home for 16, 17 months, ain't got no check. They just cut off unemployment. Then they dangle $7,000. Man, look, your kid got to get vaccinated. If you do, we'll give you $7,000. We're gonna spread it out, $1,500 checks for 6 weeks. I know y'all hear about California. We had the extra $300.
Stimulus checks.
No, on top of unemployment, we had the extra $300 when all the other states stopped it. They kept on paying.
Right. But we made a joke about pre-production, but you know, California gonna be on it because they be like, you know, we got to keep coming with these shows. Right. We got to keep them entertained. We got to keep it entertained.
We can't stop.
We can't stop. We're the real heroes. Like we be keeping y'all sane through this whole time. We got to keep coming.
No, but man, you know, like Joe said, for real, if you go give it to the kids, make sure that it's cool for the kids. Yeah. Which I'll be honest, man, I will give them this credit. They've actually
they shit like dropped
like nationwide, and the fact that they didn't just push it out there like, yeah, it's cool for the kids to get vaccinated. I give them the props on that. Yeah. They could have just said forget it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, everybody's safe. It just gave it to the kids. At least they was like, let's keep studying, keep on figuring a way we can make it safer for the kids. I give them that. Because you gotta think, but I still pissed that I ain't get a choice. My kids had to go to school. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not cool. Like, I don't think that's cool, bro. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have no choice. Like, I gotta send my kids to school every day, man, and then be around them. Yep. After that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm vaccinated, or you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I might have had COVID before. I might have antibodies or whatever, but still, bro, this is a perpetual cycle, though. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was just like, all right, we got to get back to school or whatever. You know, it's just like, what are we doing, though? Like,
and that's the thing, like, with all these mandates, though, do you think the country will shut down again? Come around?
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think so, but I'm going to be honest with you.
They're going to try their hardest not to.
I'm ready for another one. I ain't going to lie.
You know how much money these companies lost? Walmart, all these other places.
Because they're handling the situation. Like, if someone gets COVID, they just handle that shit and keep it pushed.
Yeah.
Right. They go. Even if the numbers go up, even if the numbers fluctuate, they're just handling.
It's gonna turn into the flu.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I was just talking about that at home. I think that's what's gonna happen.
You can get the shot for it, or you can't. You don't have to. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I think that's what's gonna happen. Where it can still function. Shut down and keep the money going.
Somebody
gonna be like, "Oh man, you got COVID."
I think
that's how low-key is right now.
Like, yeah, you know what I mean?
think in the middle of
my boy got the flu.
In the beginning of it, like in the middle of last year, I think a scientist or somebody, a doctor came out and said COVID is gonna be an endemic. Which an endemic has no end to it. Yeah. It's just like the flu. They've been said that.
It can get real bad.
That's what it's going. That's what it's going to become.
Like, it can just be something that passes in a couple days.
It's going to be
flu. This is what's going to happen because it is what it is. It hit so hard already.
Yeah, man. But I honestly think, like, I don't know if this country shutting down again. Like, my job talking about we going back. But, man, we'll see in these next few months what's going on. What's the thing going on. But supposedly Michelin has airless tires now.
Yeah, they got airless tires coming out, man. That's pretty crazy. I'm not a scientist. I did not come up with this idea.
It's made of a unique polymer.
I ain't even about to sit here and talk to a lot of y'all like Jared because you know what you're talking about.
I mean, it's like the Michelin Man, like the Stay Puft Marshmallow dude. You kind of look
right.
Like, damn, we can't go wrong with this guy. He's sitting there rolling.
They save some money making these tires.
No problem. Definitely saving people money making these tires.
Yeah, if you've seen the tires, bro, it's like less material.
We gonna see.
We gonna see.
You know what I'm saying? You already know how when the first editions come out and they have so many problems. You're going to see them on Teslas and stuff, and then they're going to, crash.
I just got a feeling if that shit do go wrong, that bitch going to be a motherfucker to change. It ain't like you can crank a jack up.
And that's why I feel like to change them shits, like if something, it might be a motherfucker that changed the most, maybe. I don't know.
We'll changing the tire
I think it's gonna be the same way.
It looks the same.
I think it's gonna be the same way.
It looks the same. It's just the actual tire of it.
The tire might be a little heavier.
It's like
I think in your car you're gonna have like a special some kind of device or something to help you.
I would hope so.
You know what I'm saying?
But
like lift that off or something.
You already got that with the jack though. Like
not with this tire though, bro. This was all.
I don't see it being anything more than just you unscrewing and pulling that bitch out, putting it back on, screwing that bitch in.
No, it's a whole different animal, bro. It's like changing a flat tire and changing the motherfucking Flintstone mobile one wheel, nigga, when they hit them flats.
Like, cause this ain't gonna be no flat tire. It's gonna be like a brake. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
literally, bro.
Well, from the video I'm watching, I'm looking at them right now. It looks like you just take the whole thing off and just replace it.
Right.
It's like a regular tire, except you know how you replace a tire, you actually take the tire off
the hubcap,
the rim. This doesn't look like that. It looks like the rim is part of the tire.
Yeah, it's all like a tone on the wheel. Yeah, that's all one piece.
And you just take the whole thing off and put a whole other thing on it.
It might be more expensive.
They're pretty expensive.
Bro, you're going to have to have, like, imagine having 4 of them in the back of your car at all times. You know what I'm
But
saying?
like, when's the next time you probably had
Like,
to
bro,
change
I made a
it,
Swift.
though?
Yeah, that's what we got to figure out.
I made a.
No, how effective are they? And how long
Okay,
will it take
they
you to
don't
have to
get
change
flash,
one?
but do shit just chip off on them like we were saying.
Right.
Yeah, just because it's just been like it's friction going against another surface, so shit gonna chip off or like run down. So.
I'm just curious to see how they work in the snow.
That's true too.
Sliding.
But on to music. So apparently R. Kelly has been convicted of his federal charges of racketeering and sex trafficking. He could face life in prison.
There's nothing wrong with a little bump and grind.
I just gotta say, man, like,
It's just y'all killing me.
bro, you had your chance before when you peed on a girl. Like that was.
He gonna get his turn now.
Yeah, he got to get his turn. Like you had too many chances to get right, and you still just went
Can't get
wrong.
right.
Like
About to get that act
your
right
body
now.
wasn't telling you no.
No.
Maybe your mind was, but your body wasn't. You should have said your body was telling you no too. Like no.
Chocolate factory.
Or the mind.
No.
Oh, Lord.
Little that beep.
I was just gonna say
R.
like,
Kelly about to get the brakes beat off him.
That's terrible.
you think they're gonna have him in the gym pop?
50 shades of
Yes.
golden shower, bro. 50 of them.
Bruh, no. The thing I said, the joke they made is like, look up his net worth, and they was like, laugh if he got more money than R. Kelly right now. You look at his net worth.
I mean,
Nobody
but
wanna
no, in
Google
all
that right
seriousness, man, we making jokes about it, man. But for real, for the victims, though, I'm glad they got vindication and justice, and
I feel
the
like
things
the
that happen to
parent-
certain people, like
it is not like being defensive of R. Kelly, like, cause he should get done what's done too, but like the parents should be involved.
no, they
too.
definitely
like get charged too.
the
'Cause,
ones
like,
knowingly.
when the money stopped, that's when they start talking. But y'all been knew about this shit,
Right.
you know.
Just
They need to go down with them. They need to put in Squid Games.
Coming up soon.
Red light.
Oh, but yeah, they said R. Kelly's net worth now is like negative $2 million.
Negative 2 million.
Yeah, so they was like laughing. You got more money than him.
Damn.
Oh yeah, who was laughing at 42 Doug?
why'd you let
Did you see that video?
I didn't see that video. I
42
just saw
Doug was laughing at this dude like, you gotta be the brokest nigga in the world. I'm like,
$2
dang.
million.
R. Kelly, your team should be ashamed of themselves.
Oh yeah, state because yeah.
'Cause
What did they teach? What's their
they
last?
compared-
What's their last resort?
They compared this man to Martin Luther King.
Who?
R. Kelly.
His lawyer team
Compared this man like
to MLK.
y'all might have had a chance with the mental health issue.
No,
That was it.
But
That was it.
Martin Luther King.
I shared it to the group. Like,
I guarantee you, the head juror probably got up like, Judge, we need no more time. They're like, we got 4 more days. No,
as soon as he said that, like,
no.
we're done. We're about to go make our decision right now. Man. Like,
Matter of fact, I speak on behalf of everybody.
right.
Lock this nigga.
Like they say, guilty as 6.
Like, and at the same time, though, we say too, like, you still have a lot of, and it's like majority of the audience, black women listen to him. Like,
Yeah, that's been the saddest part.
and then this the thing was supposed to be, protect black women. Like,
One
that's the
thing about it, that man made some beautiful music. And I just
I mean, is
refuse-
it beautiful though?
Go back and think about the
It's
song.
beautiful when you think about his inspiration.
Yeah, I'm about to say, is it beautiful when you think about his inspiration
I'm not
though?
thinking about. Well, I'm not talking about
Well, he was really singing
the
too.
inspiration. I'm talking about like the melodic chords,
Yeah.
just the music in general. It was good, and it's like I refuse to listen to any of that shit.
Yeah,
And you know,
it's
a lot
so-
of them
yeah.
motherfuckers with some bangers.
Yeah,
Some definitely
can't lie,
bangers.
but yeah.
None of that shit. Like we just lost. We lost a lot of music. But Hell no, I can't do it.
I can't. Like, yeah.
But you got some people out here. I listen to some R. Kelly. Like,
Don't worry, it's
what?
gonna be still going. As a punchline to everything else, dude gonna be while he's sitting there memeing the shit, getting his proper respect. He's gonna be tossed around like bad currency.
The most I'm gonna do is Contagious.
For real.
Oh yeah.
That's the most I can do.
Anything with Mr. Biggs,
No,
aka
just
Ronald
that.
Isley,
No, just that one song.
just Contagious.
Just Contagious.
You can't do that Kelly Clarkson.
No.
I mean, Kelly Price song.
Saddest
Speaking
thing
of Kelly
is,
Price,
he had
I'm
a lot
glad
of people
she's
trapped in
fine.
the closet.
Oh, Trapping the
For
Closet.
real.
Can't do
Man,
Trap
they're
in
gonna
the
do a
Closet.
reboot on that bad boy.
1 through
Watch.
1 through
Right.
40.
They're gonna do a reboot on it.
Somebody.
1 through 50.
He really
whatever
was.
it
He was still
man.
releasing stuff after
Self
like people
Block
stopped
D.
paying attention, bro. Like,
Self Block D edition
Yeah.
is gonna be trapped in the closet.
No, he created a whole little like his own Marvel universe with him and Mr. Biggs. Like
Right.
honestly, how many videos they showed up in and was like beefing like
And they gonna do that too in jail.
like
too,
it was a
bruh.
whole little story.
there's gonna be a
Bruh.
dude over there.
All right,
Ron
man.
Isley,
Real
Moving
Mr.
on.
with the king, the real Mr. Big.
Let's talk about the kings of rap right now. J. Cole, he raps over Drake's pipe down beat and confesses a lot of things about, him, people seeing him as like, yeah, he's in the top
The
three,
third.
but he's the third in bronze. And, he confesses a lot of other things, like a little, what you would say? Not so, I want to say, I forgot.
He
the
was
word.
very transparent.
Transparent. That's where we go. Thank you, Joe. Sorry. Transparency. He's very transparent about the whole situation and how he feels about the state of rap and what part he plays in the state of rap today. So, shout out to J. Cole. And then shout out to Drake, though, because in case you didn't know, the off-season tour started like late last month or whatever. And for their first stop in Miami, Drake. He brought Drake out, and Drake actually told him, "You actually one of the greatest rappers alive." So.
As he should have.
Greatest rapper to
So he
ever
should-
touch a
the
mic.
mic, yeah.
As he should have.
And so he shouldn't have. He shouldn't feel that way. Like he gave him, that's his boy. He gave him reassurance that, like, and affirmations that, he is that guy. You shouldn't feel that way. So like, shout out to Drake for doing that.
That's exactly how I feel it. Like, y'all, everybody just table now. I'm a Drake fan. I'm an advocate of Drake. But if you just talking about spit bars, like J. Cole up there, like he makes the difference for real. The difference between him, K. Dot, and J. Cole, he makes that shit relatable.
Definitely.
Like, I think you said that on some podcasts. Some
The everyman
You feel me? Like,
makes that shit for the
he
everyman.
spits. He gives me what I want, and he's just evolving album after album after album. But yeah, he was talking about how he feels like he's number 3 on the between him and Drake. And I'm like, man, I hear you, but nah, bruh. Nah, bruh.
Continue to spit, bruh.
You feel me?
Let these niggas know who you are. Honestly. For real.
Absolutely, man. I'm just happy. I mean, I don't know. Y'all looking at me like y'all want me to ask something. I think, I think everything I said about Cole for the last forever,
honestly
stands.
No, to be
At
funny,
this point, like
Jermaine spaz on these motherfuckers. No,
for real.
no, the reason I'm laughing because you always come like absolutely.
I mean, nah. I mean, y'all really said everything that need to be said, bro. I mean, there is no. Of that generation, man. I mean, of all time, though, dude. Like when we was talking about putting them up there and stuff, people, it might have been a little premature, but I mean, seriously though, is he not up there though? He has to be up there, man. Like, and not only that, he has the respect from those greats. I don't think at one point have I ever heard anybody that matters in the hip hop community in the world of music ever say anything negative about him, man. Be honest, like,
yeah.
The fact that on his second studio album was Born Center, right?
Mm-hmm.
He actually had a song called Let Nas Down. The fact that Nas
Responded to that.
literally responded to that. Not even that, the fact that Nas, for an upcoming rapper on their first album, if y'all don't know the story is, I believe it's about J. Cole putting out Workout
Yeah.
as like his lead single. And Nas thought so much of him as an upcoming rapper that he was pissed about that. Like, no, this dude is the truth. You should have never put that out. From there on, that was what, 10 years now? Dude, he's done nothing but get better.
Yeah.
And I haven't heard anybody come out and say
2011.
anything, disparaging about him, man. I just think, dude, I just feel like people are starting to give him his flowers, man, And I hope he just keep coming on with the music, man. From what I know, we got 2 more albums, right?
Right.
Supposedly.
Bro, you on a good perch, and you gonna stay up there.
It's crazy though, like, because I remember every girl I knew at that time, they was like, "Oh, workout, I want to create a dance routine to that." Right. So like,
dang, where's TikTok?
The ladies love that.
And just imagine them.
And then I think Nas said that.
For real.
Nas said that in his response. Like, I understand, the radio. Record label needs a single, stuff like that, and and he did because like I said, I remember every time like all the women I know like, oh, I'm gonna make a dance to that to work out. So yeah, I don't know how they feel about it to this day. But also I noticed lately, there's a post going around on Facebook. It's like, pick your favorite Michael Jackson song that's not Billie Jean or Thriller. And that post be going around. People be posting there like what their favorite songs is, and all of them are bangers. It's just like, oh, it is that song. Oh, it is that. It's just like you can never not have like a wrong song or whatever for Michael Jackson as your favorite song, because like all of them shits low key just bangers. I'm not gonna say low key, high key are the bangers. Like there's never a wrong answer, because like everybody's answer is like, yeah, that's a banger too. Yeah, I agree with that too. Yeah, it's that. You never like side-eyed in somebody answer like, oh, I don't know
what
about
song
that.
this dude had dropped on the radio.
Like you that's like somebody saying like all James Bond movies are great, or like they say The World Is Not Enough is their favorite James Bond movie. You'd be like, what, nigga?
Depending on which, but it's a difference depending on which Bond. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, depending on which Bond too. But it's just like with Michael Jackson though, I don't see nobody side eyeing shit like, oh, I respect that response. I respect it. So
he got too many of them.
That's what I'm saying. He got too many.
He's the king of pop for a reason.
He got too many slappers. Like, bruh, like when you think
Dirty
about
Diana, Thriller,
people had 30.
Smooth Criminal.
Smooth Criminal.
Human
Another part
Nature.
of Human Nature. Baby Be Mine. Lady of My Life.
Liberian Girl.
Liberian
That's what
Girl.
makes me question about the next one.
Keep It in the Closet. Jam.
Train.
Remember the Time. Off the Wall. Walk
Dance
with
with
You.
you.
Over decades of music.
Heartbreak Hotel.
Over decades of music, just like doing that shit. Just like this shit is just great. Working day and night.
Man.
All of that.
Leave me alone.
Leave me alone, yeah.
So when is that Drizzy thing coming up? Because I just gonna answer it right here. Because how you can compare them? You know what I'm saying? When this dude,
That was a reach.
got Billboard, right? He got Billboard stuff and albums y'all done named back when I was little. You know what I'm saying? It was on some old Billboard shit. So it's like, wow, no comparison.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you can never have a wrong answer. Honestly, was saying like, what's your favorite Michael Jackson song? Because everybody gonna be like, oh yeah, I even say PYT. That was the shit too. Like,
that was layers of Michael then.
like no matter what era,
Butterflies.
Black Michael,
Right.
light skinned Michael or whatever. Like,
Joe
great
Jackson,
music.
Michael.
Joe Jackson. Oh man. But for the past couple of days, I haven't been really listening to music. But apparently, Meek Mill dropped an album, and there's been a Rich the Kid, a Lil Wayne collab.
Lil Wayne featuring Rich the Kid.
Lil Wayne featuring Rich the Kid.
Damn.
Okay, that's how it is.
Called Trust Fund Babies.
I knew Meek Mill was dropping, but I didn't know he dropped the whole album. I thought it was just a song. I like his cover art though.
Yeah, the cover art hard.
Cover art hard as fun.
The name of the album hard too. Expensive Pain.
I can see, how we deal with the pain. We use it on shit we don't need to try to cover up
Pretty
the
much.
pain. So,
What I'm gonna say, about this album. It's not a bad album. It's a good album. I give it to him. He tried to change his flow. He probably got like 50 different flows on this, bro. Like, you could tell he made a conscious decision to go in and be like, all right, I'm gonna change my flows up.
6.89.
Damn.
Thing about it though is the bars, man. Like, where the bars at, bro? You know what I'm saying? Like, he got some bangers, but then he got some introspective stuff on there too that was real dope.
so this cadence and flow is there, but the wordplay isn't.
Yeah.
He just happy to be off music, bro. He enjoy it.
But see, my thing is, so I'm gonna just give y'all a couple of my favorite tracks. One of the standout tracks to me was Me, F With Me, featuring ASAP Ferg. I'm gonna say that's a standout track, man, is because if really go back and listen to Ferg over the last year or two, bro, Ferg been spazzing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like, dude is spazzing. And they were like, that was perfect chemistry on there. I like Angels. That's the R.I.P. That's the Lil Snoop tribute. Then I like Cold Hearted right after that. Then I like Halo. That's kind of, these are like towards the end of the album. With Brent Faiyaz, I feel like Brent Faiyaz did his thing on that song. Right. Blue Notes 2, which if I don't know if y'all remember Blue Notes 1, I don't remember exactly what album that was on, but it was like earlier Meek, I think. Like, you know, like, but the part 2 was fire though with Uzi. Sharing locations, you know, that was with Lil Baby and Lil Durk. You know what to expect out of that. Right. They was just, you know, just talking. I like his little song he had with Kehlani. That was kind of like a slower. You know, he always has those couple songs like that on the
for the ladies.
Yeah, for the ladies or whatever. But yeah, for me, man, I'm gonna give it probably like a 7 out of 10. And I think somewhat it got put up there by so many people, bro. I remember like the last like few weeks on social media, this rapper, that rapper, this athlete, that athlete kicking it with Meek and all, you know, and they just posted, "Mob Dude got one. This is the classic album, bro. This, you ain't never heard Meek like this." Like they put it up, and then I was just like, I think I went into it expecting like some totally, I ain't gonna say totally different, but a little different though. Like, you know what I'm saying? He did his thing, but it wasn't like, you know, earth-shattering bars in there, you know. But he did his job. Staying on topic with the name of the thing, he pretty much, you can feel his pain in a lot of the songs though, for real. Like the stuff he going through, man, stuff he got to deal with family, outside of family, the media always looking at him. You know what I'm saying? Like he's supposed to be like, he like with the 6ix9ine thing, like he's supposed to retaliate right there on camera and stuff. Everybody know, dude. He already, how many times he go to the clinic, bro? He trying to stay out. You know what I'm saying? Like he trying to change, but people don't give Meek that. You know what I'm saying? He spoke on that a lot in this hour. Like people don't give him. You know what I'm saying? They don't give him that understanding, you know, basically. But he did his thing on here, but I give it like a 7.
So Rich the Kid, a Lil Wayne album, or collab. How'd y'all feel about that?
I heard a little bit of it. It was straight. It was alright. I'm just glad Lil Wayne can, you know, be out here making music without all that extra shit going on.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be my main thing for him.
Okay.
Yeah, I just don't see, like, to Joe's point, if he was still in that situation or whatever, creatively, I just don't see this would have never came across. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm just trying to think, like, and this ain't no shot at Rich the Kid, but most people don't look at Rich the Kid like a top tier artist.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He always stay around to mix some kind of way. He'll drop a song here or there, you know what I'm saying? That'll keep him kind of like, you know, afloat or whatever. It might be a hot little song or something, you know what I'm saying? Especially like now, social media wise, I think he could definitely keep making he almost like, and I don't want to say this because I feel like Tyga had potential when he first, you know what I'm saying? But that's almost what he reminds me of though. You know what I'm saying? Like they kind of on that same thing, man. You know, like in that same area where they go make a hit, they gonna make a banger every now and then. But like, who thought of Wayne is gonna make a collab with Rich the Kid?
At all.
Of all albums, of all people, like, you know what I mean? Like Wayne. But I guess he got his respect and or whatever, you know, happened. But they got a couple nice songs on here, man. But it was like, to rate it, I'm gonna give it a 5.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Speaking of surprising collabs, shout out to this next Superbowl lineup. So the Superbowl lineup has been announced already. Supposedly it's Dre, Snoop Dogg, Eminem, K-Dot, a.k.a. Kendrick, and Mary J. Blige for the next Super Bowl halftime show, man.
Coachella featuring the Super Bowl.
Hey, man, shout out to that lineup, man. I haven't seen Super Bowl lineup that great since I don't know when, honestly. So
shout out to Jay-Z.
Shout out to Jay-Z for doing this thing. Like, y'all was down on him, but like, you've been making it better every year.
For real.
Some person of color every year in a halftime show. Last year was The Weeknd. Year before that, it was what, J-Lo and Shakira.
I forgot about that one, man. That one was crazy.
Yeah, like the choreography for that shit. That shit was crazy. Like,
hips don't lie.
clearly, you know, I didn't know it was his first year, but yeah, it's been some.
This is gonna be interesting, man. For real. Like, I'm down. I'm here for it. Like,
it finally feels like, you know, the Super Bowl. It's gonna be an actual black Super Bowl. You feel me? It's always that black artist featuring. Now I feel like the other way around.
Right.
Like, all right, it's our chance to show you.
I know what you're saying. It's always special guests. With special guests.
To be fair though, I think Beyonce had a couple of them when she just did that shit.
Beyonce, that's a different category.
I know.
You know, a few of them are a different category.
That's true though too. You're right.
This one feels like, okay, this is our opportunity. Hey, this is the black experience. This is how we get lit at Super Bowl.
That's true.
You feel me?
So, I mean, let's say this, like, in your recent memory, as y'all can remember, what y'all say y'all favorite Super Bowl halftime?
Me, it was Prince.
Prince?
Just because he was out there with his guitar, had the big little thing come down, the little cape come down. He just soloing on the guitar. The shadow got him big as hell, just jamming. They say, you know, it just started raining. And he killing that shit.
Anything that don't involve Bigfoot jumping through a hoop with fireworks and this thing be Pepsi. That's my best one.
So, my man, in recent memory, we saying?
Yeah, something you can remember.
Justin Timberlake.
How you lick it by the end of this song? Titty.
Yeah, everybody know about that one.
Right.
And not get blood.
He's invited to the cookout.
Jackie Jackson got the full blame for that.
Did Bruno Mars do one?
He did a Super Bowl with Beyonce.
He did one by himself and one with Beyonce.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say one of those two probably in recent.
Bruno don't play.
I say Katy Perry brought out the giant lion. That was kind of crazy.
And she brought out Missy Elliott too. And
Oh, yeah,
like,
true.
And the youngest was like, "Who's Missy Elliott? Who's this person, bruh?" So disrespectful to Missy Elliott.
You know,
like, who's this new artist Katy Perry brought out putting on?
first off, second off,
Right.
finally, like what?
Bruh. No. These young kids, they even know Ray J was Brandy's brother.
But y'all know something? I still stand firm on this point. I will never be one of those back in my day
Yeah.
type of old people.
But you just be like
It's
the
getting
disrespect.
outlandish out here.
You be like the disrespect.
You know,
That's
it is
fucked
getting a
up.
little outlandish out here, but yeah.
But back in my day,
Yeah, that's talking about Missy Elliott like that. I mean, for me personally, it's just like the 1993 Super Bowl with Michael Jackson, and him just standing there for like a good minute, and just the whole pause, just like he's just getting all the house, just didn't do shit because it's MJ.
right? He ain't got to. He could just run through the thing. Super Bowl.
Like, he just did that the whole time.
Right.
Would you start open?
If he was
Something
still around,
If he moved
right.
he would have
Like
passed
basically,
out,
like
a whole
he
front
just,
row would have just
what
fell
happened
out.
was like this. The stage, he just like came from these, popped up, and then it was just like.
If he'd have been
He
still
just
around,
Now,
he'd
my
have been
question is
moonwalking
this.
to Drake concert, like.
And this just, I mean, that happened to Mike, period. Point blank. But
like-
now this is my question about this though. Do we know back then that was he scheduled to be there, or was this like a surprise guest?
I don't know.
Does it matter?
Like you know how no what I'm saying is, you know how now the halftime show is advertised like almost a damn year before, you know what I mean? Back then, was it like that, or did you just show up? You there for the Super Bowl, and who
I
comes
think at
out?
least know a week out, right?
Who comes out comes out. Because could you imagine you just chilling? They probably about to have a gorilla jump through the fire, like he said. And Michael Jackson pops up. You know what I'm saying? Like people was like, "What the?" You know what I mean? Of course they would have been like that.
Just think, he could have been on that Lil Wayne when he did that fucking video for Millie, where he was just going through concert doing this and that.
like I said, moonwalking through everybody.
And John, you can say your favorite Super Bowl halftime. I'm not judgment free zone.
There's no judgment here. I don't really care what anybody has to say in here or the audience. To be honest with you, at the time I was young, and at that time I thought it was the hardest Super Bowl thing. Man, they had like Britney Spears, goddamn Nelly.
Britney, bitch.
Mary J was out there.
Mary J, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like Christina Aguilera. Dude, all the people that was the hottest at the time. I thought that as a kid at that point.
That was a collab, man.
Yeah, at the kid at that point, I didn't see stuff like that, bro. What do we have? Over and over again? The only time we see a white dude and a black dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, I thought that was cool.
Hey. It was cool, though.
To see all those people together, it was, like, amazing to me. And it was free.
That was free.
That's when they started turning up, too. You think about the ones beforehand, shit, it was boring as fuck. Like I said, Bigfoot jumping through a hula hoop with fireworks.
Yeah,
I'm just like,
speaking of like big turnouts and stuff like that for things. So apparently, First Take ratings has dropped since Max left. Max Kellerman left.
well,
He gonna get signed with Fox.
No, he's still on ESPN.
Oh man.
He got him a TV show. He's
with
on,
Rachel Nichols? Oh, wait.
He got him. He on the radio with Keyshawn and Jay Will, and he still got his boxing show. So they just took him off ESPN. I mean, just took him off First Take. Stephen A. still doing the most, and just trying to keep firm on his stance. Like he's not saying he wanted. It was all Max. He was just saying like the relationship just stagnated.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? And he just felt like a change needed to happen. And they're not gonna get rid of Stephen A. Like call it what you want, but he the face of ESPN. Right. And for that part, I love it. Black man being the face of ESPN, that's a beautiful thing. But what wound up happening at first, before he left, the ratings were kind of just.
It was going down.
Right, they were going down a little bit. Yeah. But then when he left, it took a big drop like June.
So this was like a significant drop.
Yeah, it was a significant drop. How they got it set up, they just got randos coming in with him, and every Monday he got Michael Irvin on there.
I think I watched Monday because I want to see what they say about the Browns the next day. That Monday,
People giving the Browns their respect now, though. I love it.
Yeah.
And for real, I'm just glad. Well, I ain't gonna say I'm just glad. We on the right track.
Speaking of the Browns and stuff, though, depending on when y'all listen to this, we just gonna say week 3 of the NFL was crazy as fuck. Like, so many different things happened. Like, honestly, we had a 66 field goal attempt. This was with the Ravens, right?
Yeah, they won on a walk-off 66-yard field goal, bro. Like what?
They won a walk-off 66 field goal. What's the other one? The Cardinals and the Jaguars. What's the Jaguars game? The dude had to return. The most return, he kicked the ball, they returned it, he made a touchdown.
100 yards.
109 or 6 yards. It was Cardinals
109 yards.
It was Cardinals and Jaguars, right? No, Cardinals and, Jacksonville.
Yeah. They tried to kick a field goal. but
Jacksonville ended up losing.
A long field goal.
Because the Jaguars was the one who returned it or whatever, but they ended up losing it, though. They was winning for a minute, though. Steelers are down 1-2. They lost to the Bengals. So they 1-2 now. Tom Brady, he lost, and the Buccaneers lost to the L.A. Rams to Matt Stafford.
That was a crazy game.
Bro, that was a good game, too.
I believe.
Shout out to that. And then also, Aaron Rodgers getting down in 37 seconds downfield. So then the kick, I think it was 2 record-long field goals in one day, right? That one was a 67, wasn't it? Or was it shorter than that?
I think 66 to a record.
66 was record. Okay, so
he got him downfield. 57 or something.
Okay, yeah. He got him downfield in 37, 32 seconds. You're making reason why, this is why you're keeping me on this team. This is why I'm Aaron Rodgers. This is why you pay me the money you pay me.
And you pay that man because he's a cowboy out here, the last of the gunslingers. So, shit, let him do his thing.
Then at the same time, you have the Browns making 9 sacks.
Crazy.
Fields. I forgot his first name.
Justin. Frat parties on them motherfuckers.
Justin Fields, the quarterback, he made his NFL debut with the Chicago Bears. Like, I don't know why. The coach is like, oh, we're going to throw him to the Lions this day.
Soft porn.
Meaning got Justin Fields.
Tag me in.
Everybody gets sacked. You get a sack. You get a sack. You get a sack. You get a
Say something for Miles.
Man.
Say something.
And we only have, 6 sacks the first 2 games, if that? Or 3, they said. But we made 9 in that game.
Yeah, Justin, man, I really want you to succeed, but I mean,
It wasn't gonna be against us. And that's real life.
Come to the pound, get bit.
Like I said, crazy week 3.
And so far, looking pretty good on my, how the Browns was gonna look this year. Who we playing next?
Chargers.
Minnesota.
Oh, Vikings.
Oh, Dub.
No, we might have a problem with Chargers.
Chargers, that's up in the air.
Yeah, because they 3-0.
The Vikings, but the Vikings, we gonna.
Are they
beat them.
3-0? Broncos 3-0. Vikings 3-0.
We gonna
Raiders.
Punk ass Raiders 3-0.
Raiders did something in ground break, didn't they?
Nah, I ain't do shit.
they won.
They won.
Damn. I can't believe we can talk shit.
The Giants.
Right.
The Giants.
We can.
The Giants are 0-3. Bro.
Damn,
Bro, they was talking about ever since they took a picture on that boat, they've been 0-2. Let the start over here like man.
Bro, ever since they took that picture with OBJ back in like 2016, dude, they ain't been shit.
Like I said, they've been 0-2 ever since then.
It's the curse. It's like Dallas can't never get out of 8-8 versus.
That's what I'm saying. It's just funny. Like,
Oh, that's right.
oh, when they were talking about the Falcon
I
fans,
forgot about that.
they said the Falcon ticket's so low now, you can pay $75 and you can be on the field and you call three plays on the coach. 3 plays for $75.
Dang, bro, that's savage.
But they won. They won. I was like, man, I understand y'all pain though. We was there.
That is savage, dude.
Right. Yeah.
I'm looking at you. You like $75. I'm looking at him like, let's go to Atlanta.
Bro,
This dude say you can call play. You can call plays. I'm like, oh man, this dude playing, man.
That's like a make a wish right there, bro. Come on. We out here kicking balls.
Where's
in
John
back
Cena?
of trucks. We kicking balls in trucks and shit to win a truck.
Let me get special teams out
Right,
here.
yeah.
Get to drive the car.
Special teams
You
out
drive
here.
the-
Get the special
Pay
teams out here.
250, you can kick the ball in the game.
Right.
Suited up and
Like,
everything.
hit the Millie Rock and call a play like,
$1,000. You a quarterback for a play. Shoot.
man,
Commentator
I
be
got
like,
this.
here comes Elmer Redding onto the field. I don't know who this guy is.
He's from LoJack University.
$2,500. You can do a shout out on the commentary.
He's from NWA University.
Bro, it's just hilarious though. Like it's just man.
He played
The
position
Steelers
triple
lost to the
OG.
Bengals last weekend.
Bro, the Steelers are really bad, bro.
I don't know why they didn't go for another quarterback because
Because they had to have
Because they have
big,
rapist
big,
burger.
big Ben.
they had to have big.
Whatever that means.
They had to have big
ass
rapists.
nigga, Old ass nigga.
They had to have big rapists.
Big old.
Of course, bro.
Big rapists.
After he got whooped by the Browns last year, bro.
He refused.
Hey, well, he said
My
just
mans
like
was
you was
done,
sitting, that's
bruh.
down,
He was
man.
sitting on the thing like, dude,
Bruh,
walked
that's
up,
single
lineman
tier,
walked up,
bro.
like, he's like, man, I apologize, man.
That's
Started
single
crying.
tier, dude.
He
Like,
refused to lose. He don't want to end up on that starting lineup at Subway with Charlie Fry
Oh
and
man.
Tim Couch.
oh Lord.
Yes, I went
Don't
there.
do Tim.
Oh man.
Don't do Tim, man. He
I
might have
remember
cried
we
at
had
that
quarterback
game, man,
woes.
but he got.
Right.
I remember
They
we
did
had
him
quarterback
dirty,
woes.
man. Tim should have been the man.
Quarterback woes, coach woes.
Coach Wells,
Whoa,
quarterback.
whoa, whoa.
Offensive line woes.
Somewhere he-
Times like this to shine like this. You feel
Hugh
me?
Jackson somewhere right now talking about. That was the greatest coach ever.
What
Man.
about Eric Magic? I still got it.
But man,
Hey,
shout
that
out
dude
to
was
the
that dude was
NFL.
finding people for
Shout
getting
out
water
to the
bottles at the
NFL with
hotel.
intriguing week 3. We about to see what this upcoming week 4 going to be like. But man, man, shout out to the Browns. That's all.
Browns in 11.
Yeah. So
Was it
apparently,
11?
In 11.
over in NBA land, Ben Simmons has intended no training camps. He's like, fuck the 76ers organization for real, for real.
Practice.
Honestly, what is practice? I ain't going to that shit.
They said they was about to take a trip to California to holler at him.
Mhm.
His peoples intercepted it and was like, there's no need for that. It would be a waste of time. Don't come.
They pulled up in the military jets.
I'm not answering the dough.
They caught him with the military jets on the side. Like, Come in, flight 96.
There's no need for that.
You can go home. Ben is not
cool
trying to
on
hear
the
you.
Sixers, but it's looking like the Sixers will not Ben Simmons, what's his name? Joel Embiid might be cool on him. Joel
This
came
wild.
out like,
Dang, Joel.
I feel like this whole thing disrespectful. This team been built around Ben. We got rid of Jimmy Butler because Ben wanted the ball in the fourth quarter, which I still disagree with. Like, it's a shit show in Philly. I was watching ESPN and they said that there's 6 teams that has a good chance of landing Ben Simmons. Portland was number 1, which I still don't see makes any sense.
Yeah, not at all.
Like even if you get rid of CJ McCollum, is that
Still
team
don't make no sense.
him and Ben Simmons and Damian Lillard, is that really better than him and McCollum? And the number 2 team was us. Because
That's why I'm like, are we still in talks of trying to get Ben Simmons?
and we're willing to give up both point
Too much.
guards,
The world.
draft picks,
Way too much.
A hot sauce winning franchise.
You feel me?
2 for 13.
Everything's up on everything's in the air except the guy we just drafted.
A Polish boy.
Now, I'm not gonna lie. The sleeper is the Pacers. They said the Pacers are in talks, and they got you could either get Karis LeVert, Malcolm Brogdon, or what's that white dude name who balling Sabonis? Yeah. They had
My bonus, your bonus.
Golden State, Spurs, and I forgot and the Raptors.
Spurs.
Spurs ain't got shit.
I can't believe the Spurs is like this. Like,
Oh man, but there's a lot of drama going over there in Philly. But also on the East Coast, there's a lot of drama going over with Nets and Kyrie. So supposedly,
is it drama with the Nets or is it with Kyrie?
Bruh,
I just gotta say, pick your own battles. You gotta learn how to pick your own battles. And Kyrie, he hasn't learned that yet. What battles to pick?
Earth is flat, bro. Remember that.
I was just gonna say, of course, like New York and California, they having these
Mandates,
vaccination mandates. They're not playing.
Poor Andrew.
So like for all home games and stuff, it's looking like Kyrie won't probably be playing because he's not vaccinated. Because you have to be vaccinated to stay in New York.
But think about it. Would he really be playing if it was going down? You know how he did last year.
So will he be playing anyway?
Right. So
True.
that's the question.
That is always the question.
And I think most of the drama itself is just brought on too by Kyrie. Like, I don't know, like
It's the vibes in the air, bro. Earth is flat.
he's extra for no reason, or just extra just to be extra.
Sonic got mocha.
And apparently that's going on too in Golden State with Andrew Wiggins. He doesn't want to take vaccine either. So,
But he was also denied by the NBA for a religious exemption, and I was like, wow.
Nah.
I'm just saying though, if you saying all of this, if you get sick and get caught with COVID, what most people go to the hospital first, right? They trust science then, don't they?
I guess.
No way.
I mean,
when they get injured,
that's a solid point, but
Well, they might
yeah,
be
I don't
weak.
know.
Oh yeah, and when they get injured too, they touch.
I'm sorry.
They
I'm sorry, y'all.
when they get injured, they trust medical science, medical sports science. So
Ask Lil Williams.
Go to Thigh Stop.
I'm just saying, like, you can have your reasons to not take the vaccine, things
Yeah.
like that. Just don't spread misinformation.
Right.
And that's what it comes down to. Like, I understand.
I just think this is crazy. Like, so those teams, if they're not fully vaccinated, man, they might lose half their seasons?
Mm-hmm.
the NBA said if you're in those places that mandate you get vaccinated and you choose not to, they're not going to pay you for home games.
Who's showing up to work?
The
I ain't.
shit, the bench.
All right.
The ones that want to get that spot.
Yeah.
That's why
Oh,
it's still
well,
gonna be
yeah, that's
rolling,
true,
bro.
though. Yeah.
It's still going to be rolling.
So you got, oh, dang. So you're not getting paid, and there's people trying to take your spot.
Mm-hmm. Like, I'm vaccinated.
Either way, off rip. So, I mean, that's how
Dang.
they go. That's how
That
they
is kind of
capitalize
crazy.
And then the killer part is like, what if the Spurs? Not the Spurs. What if the Nets
Go
do
to
they
the
think
playoffs.
do they thing without Kyrie,
Mhm.
and y'all make it like number 1 or 2 in the East? Them Them a lot of home games you about to.
It's in postseason.
You know, because the rules ain't gonna change just because it's the postseason.
Mm-hmm.
So that's interesting to see how they're gonna work about this.
Yeah.
Deal with that obstacle when it comes to it.
Right.
Only thing I can say, and I give them, they might be okay, is the NFL is almost similar in their rules about this year. And I know for a fact we had some Browns players that aren't vaccinated, said they weren't getting vaccinated, but I haven't heard about too many this year. I haven't heard too many breakouts, to be honest with you.
Right.
There hasn't been too much news, maybe a couple of dudes here and there, but they seem to be doing pretty good. Yeah, but I think the NFL's percentage was at like
90 or something.
yeah,
like
90% of all players or something. Yeah, yeah.
To play was like
Yeah.
90, and that's why they was like, with the NBA was 85 or some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
But still wasn't enough. But it's, man, that shit crazy. Cause like I said, last year Tennessee was the one staying with motherfucking COVID.
Oh, yeah, they
was
got
getting free passes,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. But speaking of NBA, man, what are y'all feel like MVP faves of the NBA or who will win the title?
This is a weird year, bro. I'm gonna be honest
It's
with you.
up in the air because a lot of
Yeah.
players was injured last year.
Yeah.
You know, so who's to say, man? I could be
No injuries. If everything goes as should be, my two people I'm going for MVP is KD and Giannis,
Mm-hmm.
and the favorites is between LA and Brooklyn. Barring any.
You think so? Even though Klay Thompson going to be back?
They're gonna be like
Who?
Klay.
Klay.
You think Clay coming back is gonna make a difference?
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. I don't know.
Yeah. This remind me of the Warriors team when they had Harrison Barnes and Iggy.
Y'all talking about a long time ago now. Like
I know it's a
LeBron
different.
was
It's,
a totally
it feel like
different
it feel like it's a totally
Bro,
different. It
and
feel
you
like
haven't
it was
seen
a
him
while
play.
ago.
You haven't seen him play.
If Clay
Coming back off of his injury.
If Clay can shoot,
Right,
they're gonna be
and he
straight.
still can shoot.
Like that's still a squad. Like I feel like there'll be 3 or 4 in the West.
No.
Number 1 gonna be LA. Barring injuries, of course. Number 1 gonna be LA. Matter of fact, the Warriors might be like 4 or 5.
I think,
Damn.
Man, that's a tough.
I say 67, bro. It all depends. That's still up in the air to me, man. It's a total different mindset.
Steph Curry came back, and at the end of the half of the season, the second half of the season, he was already an MVP candidate. Like, so Steph Curry's showing you he's straight.
Yeah,
out here.
that's what I'm saying. Like Steph Curry
If
still,
Clay is straight, and they
he just
still
need
got-
another person.
That's
If
what
Clay
they-
straight, these
Yeah.
are a lot of ifs, but if Clay is straight,
Mhm.
and A. Wiggins is playing, and Wiseman is playing, and Draymond is playing, they low-key got on the squad.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Like
I'll put him about
Steph's
3
still showing he's hungry out here.
I'll put them between 4 and 6. Lakers gonna be, no order. You're gonna have the Lakers, you're gonna have Utah,
Yep.
and you're gonna have the Suns and the Nuggets, battling for that spot. And then you're gonna have like the Warriors,
In Portland, probably.
Portland, Mavericks, and Memphis.
Mm-hmm.
That sound like the usual.
I'm
suspects.
always gonna give Portland their respect because motherfuckers be sleeping on Dame. Like,
Yeah.
Dame, my favorite point guard right now. Like, he done took them niggas to the conference finals. He done been a number 3 seed. He done been a number 8 seed. He done been everywhere in between. Like, niggas be sleeping on.
Except for the
Dame.
finals.
He ain't never been to the finals, but Chris Paul just got there too now. To be fair,
True.
He's in Portland.
no, I'm just saying
he
Chris
was
Paul
at
just
the
got
Suns.
there.
Oh
to
yeah,
the
yeah,
finals.
yeah, yeah. I'm about to say, I'm like,
Lost my niggas.
I was glad to say.
I
was
was
like Chris Paul to get that.
everybody wanted Chris Paul to get that one.
More
but-
power to you, Giannis. I'm not gonna take nothing.
Oh
away
yeah,
from you.
That's why they said
said
this has been the quietest finals win ever. It wasn't his time yet. Giannis' time.
Every team that was in the bubble that played in this year's playoffs, someone was injured.
Mhm.
Somebody was injured. AD was injured for the Lakers. Donovan Mitchell was injured. Kawhi was injured. What's my dude name that played for the Nuggets? Murray.
Yeah, Jamal Murray.
Jamal Murray.
Mm-hmm.
Jaylen Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Ben Simmons was injured for part of the season.
And that's probably because of the quick turnaround between the bubble.
But do you
and
feel that the
regular
Lakers team that they set up is old?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but
with
that's
high possibility of injury coming.
no.
You know what I'm saying?
I don't think high
No,
possibility.
yeah, that's
Only
the only
person that's gonna get
person
injured
that-
is AD.
But I know
Only
since there's
person.
only a lot of 1-year contracts though, if they don't make it to this shit this year,
It's a
they
run.
breaking up that
Oh, yeah.
team. that shit over with. That team over with. Like, okay.
It's just been a repeated thing. It's like
yeah.
with Brady on his, not to be going off topic, it's like Brady and his Patriots run. Everybody been on the Patriots, been some seasoned veterans on that. And that's what LeBron like to keep around him, you know, be the components to get that shit. But if it don't work, it's a wrap, man. Ain't no more happening. I mean, I fuck with LeBron.
Yeah. But what's going on in the wrestling world with WWE versus AEW?
Man. So, long story. Well, I can't even say long story short. For those that don't know, who's not, you know, sports entertainment, wrestling and stuff, WWE, formerly known as WWF, they've been, been top dog. But this guy named Tony Khan and a few other wrestlers out here came together and put this thing going called AEW, All Elite Wrestling, and it's just been flourishing. They give you the alternative of the
Creative control,
the goody two shoes approach that WWE give you. They want to make sure they PG. They got something for wrestling fans. They got something for people that just want to see some silly stuff. AEW, they gonna give you straight wrestling. They gonna give you that attitude, right? That attitude era type wrestling. And for real, it's a good experience, AEW. Like, I really appreciate it. Give you a little difference. WWE just been firing people left and right.
Yeah.
They've just been going to AEW.
coming back full circle.
You know what? I knew actually Vince McMahon owned that shit. I thought it was just like he was like a figurehead.
That was a
he actually owned that shit.
Man, it's crazy, but WWE, you know, like you said, it's coming full circle. You know, at one point it was WWF and WCW.
Right.
But WCW had a lot of messy stuff going on. But AEW looking like they just running a tight ship. Shout out to Cody Rhodes, Chris Jericho, the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega. Them boys running that boy, doing their thing. And it's just looking like WWE might be that number 2 show coming up in a little bit.
Oh, man. So with the WWE entertainment streaming thing, do you get AEW?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
I thought that might have been on there or some shit like that.
Well, AEW hustling. They got YouTube videos and they on TNT.
Okay. Oh yeah, TNT. I know I saw them somewhere.
And TBS.
And like I said, a lot of people jumping ship. Daniel Bryan left. Adam Cole left. Chris Jericho left. Matt Hardy left. Rusev left. Dean Ambrose slid. Andrade left. Aleister Black left. Christian.
Everybody.
Like, creative control. Like, I ain't got to sit here and walk on eggshells when I'm here. That's the vibe you get.
Right.
WWE still got their glitz and glamour. They know how to work the camera angles. They got the money behind it. Let's just keep it real.
They got the production.
But
money
AEW, they give you a nice product. Even the mid-card be fire. They ain't giving you no little silly, stupid shit like this.
Sometimes the main event might be the first match.
You feel me? Like, seriously.
That's crazy. For real. But, shout out to the WWE, the newcomer up, AEW, man. But, so on Disney Plus, they've been showing, we've talked about it a couple of times, but what if they just released their season finale this last Wednesday? I think it's 8 episodes. We haven't seen it yet, but like, what's our impressions of like the season so far? Just like of all they showed. Like, I feel like it started off really strong.
Yeah.
I feel like it ended kind of weakly. I didn't see the last episode yet though.
But
What if?
What if?
Oh yeah, damn man, don't even spoil it, bro. Whoever saw it, you know what I'm saying?
I don't think any of us.
It was a good. It's a good show. I said Marvel definitely handling it the way they supposed to. You know, this is a good route with them. They win it.
What I'm gonna say about it is, man, I think we said this on the last podcast. It's amazing how they can have this giant plan and make the storylines connect in all these different shows and all this different, you know what I mean? Like, you going from movies to animated to TV shows to, you know what I'm saying? Like, how they make it all connect together is like so crazy to come up with that years and years of content and connect it all together like that seamlessly, pretty much. Like,
it's going to time,
and it's
so wild.
And it's cool when you think about it too, because like you said, to make everything connect, because it just feels like one big long series now.
Yeah.
It's like now when I watch so many shows and series, when I watch a regular movie now, I get kind of disappointed because like, man, everything's over so fast.
Yeah.
But when I watch a Marvel movie, I'm cool because I know there's another something coming or like something to explain to add on to it.
Yeah,
But I feel like with this series though, yeah, it started off really strong, but I feel like after the Doctor Strange episode, which was the best one, I feel like kind of a little bit faltered a little bit, I want to say.
But that was what episode was that? Like 4 or 5?
That was 4. Yeah.
So I mean, you got through halfway through the season.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
I know because after that was the. No, I mean that the one was the zombie one.
Yeah, but I say it was a zombie one.
There was the Killmonger one.
Yeah,
That was
Killmonger was dark.
That's number
Dark.
6.
And then the Thor was yeah. That's what I'm saying. It kind of faltered a little bit.
Thor was mid, and then what was after that? What else?
This is the new the Ultra Vision one.
I haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it feels like I'm still connected with Loki. You feel me?
That's true too.
Like they did the little universes spreading off into their own little things, and then you go into what if. It kind of, I learned a while ago like not to doubt Marvel.
Yeah, speaking of that too, yeah, you don't doubt Marvel, especially like, because me and John, we finally saw Shang-Chi, and that was actually pretty dope. But now, guys, question after we made our little hypotheses about like the big bad is going to be Kang.
Yeah.
In this upcoming phase, I don't know which way they're going. I don't even know it's going to be Kang still or whatever. Just for like how that ended, but like shout out to Shang-Chi for like the martial arts choreography in that, which is completely dope.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It proves me that they can make a good Dragon Ball Z movie or Avatar: The Last Airbender, because it's like it's elements from both of those all in there.
Yeah,
For real, when you see that shit, like honestly, man, shout out.
The
Shang-Chi
fighting
was pretty good.
You had what's the name of the
And they
dragon?
made the biggest box office, like 200 million in the box office. So they said no movie had made that much since like February of 2020. So yeah. So yeah, Shang-Chi was pretty good, honestly, man. So yeah, don't doubt Marvel. Like which way they going for this new phase? Because we'll see. Because we got the Eternals coming up next. And I didn't see the last trailer for that, but I saw it when I went to see Shang-Chi. I was like, oh, it actually looks really good. And then after that, we have the Spider-Man, what's it called? No Way Home. So everybody excited for that.
And they just egging that on. You saw, oh boy, the new Spider-Man, he posted a picture on social media. He had a mask on and he playing like this.
Oh, I ain't see that.
Bro, they gotta have
For
that.
those that, you don't see them Spider-Man memes
If
or all
they
the Spider-Man
pointing at each other.
pointing at me. I'm trying to be like, how black men beat the other black man. I'm trying to get like you,
Right,
bro.
right.
Pointing to each other and they all look like Spider-Man.
Or
He sent the picture out there that looks like that. And it was interesting.
that's yeah.
Like they
Well,
really
all I'm
egging
gonna say
this.
is, if they don't show up, that's going to be the first
Biggest disappointment ever.
big disappointment and mistake that Marvel has made, bro.
Yeah, they don't show up. But
I don't want them to show up.
you know they do. If they got the Doc Ock for Spider-Man 2, the original Spider-Man
Green
2.
Goblin.
Green Goblin, and it's words that Jamie Foxx Electro
And
might
Sandman.
be into, and then Sandman, like, man.
That sound like the Sinister Seven right there. So shit, why wouldn't it?
I was gonna say it's not gonna be the main focus. I mean, yes, the main focus of the movies,
Right.
but I think the Mother Spiders might show up at the end or something like that. I don't know.
That's gonna be even more cheesy.
We'll see.
They
We'll
just
see.
come at the end on.
Well, not the end, but the last act. The last act.
Oh,
So like the
gotcha.
last 45 minutes.
The slow motion walk in with the fireworks in the back.
I mean, when they did it on Endgame, everybody was happy, man.
Man,
you know?
speaking of movies though, too.
To your left.
I'm gonna
Everybody
be-
like, what?
Yeah.
Ah! Black Panther came out like,
Right. Yeah.
That was like that one Avengers where they was doing the pose when they was in the winter doing that pose.
Oh, that was.
oh, that was kind of whack.
That was cheesy. That was cheesy.
That was also
They needed that for the
X-Men.
kids,
That was
though.
also 94 animated X-Men.
That was like
stuff,
some
man.
Power Ranger shit. Just saying. That was definitely some Power Ranger shit. Oh, everybody doing kick. Like,
Right.
come on. But I ain't put this in there. But like, shout out to good movies. But I'm hearing a lot of good things about Daniel Craig's last James Bond movie, No Time to Die. I can't wait to see that. So.
Can't wait for that.
But they've been saying a lot of good things about that. So hey,
I remember when he first got casted and all the women was like, he's ugly. He can't be James Bond.
He was
that shit was hilarious.
Hey, I was thinking about that too until I saw him in Casino Royale. He put on that tux. I'm like, all right, like no homo though, like all no homo. Like, all right, I see it now. I see it now. No,
hey, I take Mortal Kombat's dropped the second film, that second cartoon
on HBO Max.
I don't know.
They've been dropped it though.
For real?
They've been dropped it for a minute. I'm just waiting for it to come on HBO Max.
What y'all talking about?
Battle for the Realms. The
Mortal Kombat thing?
Yeah.
The sequel to Scorpio's Revenge.
Yeah.
Yeah, that been out though. I'm just waiting for it. You know, HBO Max be like, hey, here it is.
Yeah.
Enjoy.
Since I already paid for HBO Max, I'll just go ahead and take that for a free ski.
Speaking of streaming service and HBO Max, Netflix released.
Go.
Did y'all see that Ozark first look of Ozark though?
Yes, and I am highly upset.
I just want to see a full trailer.
It's coming next year.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
What?
In 2 parts.
Yeah, in 2 parts.
Is it only going to be like? Oh, I don't know how many episodes it's going to be. I was about
It's
to
gonna be
say,
like a movie. Watch.
8 episodes.
It's gonna be like it's gonna be like a movie.
Nah,
It's
I
probably
think
gonna
it
be
might
like
six
an hour and a half.
Yep,
It's
each
probably gonna be like a
episode
movie.
gonna
It's
have
gonna be like an
4
hour,
boys.
yeah, or something crazy. Like
I knew it was going to be 2 parts. Cause I'm like, how you gonna wrap everything up in one season? So it got to be
Right.
season 4 part.
Ozark ain't no joke.
Ozark definitely ain't no joke. But Squid Games.
Red light.
Oh my God.
Shout out to this Korean movie, man. Like
green light.
honestly, it made me
Red
just
light.
take a different look at children's games that we used to play back
Children's
in the day.
games, though, bruh.
Like, and just making that shit.
Bruh,
Somebody was
I'm
sick
getting
when they came up with this
eliminated.
concept. Like, eliminated.
You know, they had me at the envelope game. Like, that was like.
Bruh, just smack me.
Man,
No,
you gotta
that
take
was-
it. You gotta take it all the way back. They find the biggest dirt bags in the streets of China or Korea, wherever
South
they
Korea.
are. South Korea, excuse me.
Southside.
That they can find that are in debt, that old loan sharks, that old banks, that own school debt. Like they find them, and they just entice them. Hey, you want to play a game?
I can give
I give you 100 bands if you can do X, Y, and Z. But if I do it, you gotta pay me that. You already know. A lot of them down
They
there,
already
they
broke.
Love, fuck you.
Yeah.
What else I
Damn.
got to lose?
I ain't got the money. Well, how about I just slap you? And they just slap the shit out of me.
Bruh, that was
Bruh.
ridiculous.
Bro, that was crazy.
You had to question
In the
envelope.
subway, in front of
Right.
people who just pulling off the train, seeing your ass and get slapped.
You want
That-
to get more money? Come sign with Death Row. Call me when you're ready.
Right. Basically.
Get your face ready.
They called him. First episode in, they called him, drugged him, put him in this island, this facility within an island. First game up.
Real
I repeat, I will say the rules. When it says green light, you can move. When it says red light, you cannot move. If you move, you will be eliminated.
Like, oh, okay.
I will repeat the rules. And she said it so smooth, I will repeat the rules.
Said it 3 times.
And then so the thing happened.
And then again, once everybody got shot up.
You got reminded
They hit the green light, they running. Red light, I'm talking about the slightest movement.
Yeah.
She turned her head, she looking. Yomp, 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 yomp.
Well, it was just that one dude first. They didn't think he was dead. It was like, hey, get up. Get up. And
Oh,
he saw
yeah,
cause
that's
off blood.
Then everybody
That
all
dog-
dumbasses started moving like, fuck that.
That dog
Hey.
had RoboCop central locking
Yeah.
on some Call of Duty shit like.
Clip it.
Shout out to the OG though.
It can measure. It can literally measure
I've
like.
been doing right with Brad.
Can literally measure your movements down to like a millisentimeter.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like some
Like don't slide.
Don't
Don't slide. You did.
Don't breathe.
to the
Don't
left.
slide.
Wow. Slide out to the right. This cross.
Slide,
Don't do this after you stop.
Right. Don't catch your balance.
Don't fart, don't do nothing.
Don't breathe heavy. No.
And then if you stay too long, if you don't cross that bitch in 5 minutes,
Oh yeah.
Done.
done.
Yeah, you got a time limit to get across, and you can't stay in the same spot either.
Mm-hmm.
Because the thing will realize, hey, this nigga didn't move.
He ain't dead.
Right.
But that show is crazy. I'm on episode 3.
I don't know what I don't know what I thought it was gonna be. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know what I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was just gonna be some weird stuff, and then Machine Gun Betty eyes, just like, you know, like it took me, like, you know, I'm just sitting there watching, just chilling, man, on like a random weekday, just like, and then I was like, dang, people get taken out,
They said
bro.
put Machine Gun Betty eyes at street lights, stoplights.
Oh no!
Well, shit, you got to
Niggas gonna stop dead.
Right.
Like, oh shit, a yellow light coming up. I'm just gonna stop right now.
6 miles down, dude.
But I mean, you got to take like a 5-second pause for a second and just step back and think like, damn, could this really be going on over there? Like, you already
Or anywhere,
see,
right.
or anywhere, period. Like, you know how they having their little game shows on them little channels.
Mm-hmm.
You can get on the Fire Stick unlocked or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, damn.
Dark webs.
Dark web, them game shows be looking sick as fuck, so it make you think, damn, they really got
They
this shit
really-
going on.
yeah,
They have
they
snuff
have
films on the dark web. Like,
Yeah,
Right,
bro,
they
that shit
need-
crazy.
yeah. People really be getting killed and stuff on there, bro. Like,
who's
so
interested?
you right, man. It probably is stuff. How many people missing and all that,
shit.
dude? Like, yeah, probably
Um,
probably do stuff like that.
Man, but shout out to Netflix to go for Squid Games. After that, I'm going to watch Midnight Mass. That's for the same people did
I gotta see
Hill
that too.
House
Yeah.
and the other series. So see if that's still pretty
I
good.
mean,
That's good.
ain't nothing crazier than trying to sneak it. Not sneak, but you know, we got families and stuff. You know, or people. You know, you get in late or something, and you ain't sleepy right now, man. You want to turn on, watch the TV, and the worst thing is not realizing you just watched a movie, and then you just get home, you turn on the goat. You like, damn!
It's trying to watch it last
It's
That
gonna
dude
let
be
you
loud
know.
as hell.
Dude, it be so loud. Like, shit.
That is
I'm going to bed now.
They so dumb, they been patting Netflix and chill. Like, that's just what we gonna say with it. Netflix.
What's that one show? It has this little his mascot does it. Oh, it's that Dragon Prince show.
Oh,
It had the
yeah.
frog at the beginning do a do.
I bet it's just gonna say the end. It's gonna say chill at the bottom.
Are you still watching?
Yeah, we know you still watching.
But I just got hit to the show. I just got hit to a show called Warrior. Honestly, it's on HBO Max. It was on Cinemax.
Show's hard.
It shows hard. It's from the same people who did Banshee too. I remember y'all put me on the Banshee as well. So like,
Couple
but basically,
characters on there, too.
if you don't know, the shows basically deals with this guy. He just coming over from China to San Francisco in the 1870s to look for a sister. Now this is no spoilers for real. This is all in the first episode. So he's ended up joining this Tong. You can say gang or whatever, but I guess Tongs are something more like a Chinese secret society or whatever. Different Tongs. It actually helps people to, like, when they came over, immigrants, to help them how to read English and help them get a job and things of that nature. But he joins this Tong, so I guess he get the lay of the land and stuff. Comes to find out, his sister is the leader of this rival game that he comes to looking for. So, all that in between, you have corrupt politicians, the mayor. You have the Irish people saying, the Chinese took their jobs, so America always been American.
And see the irony in that? That was back then.
And then, what else do you have? You have, like, the industrials like, oh no, we're still going to keep the Chinese because they cheap labor and things like that.
See the irony in it?
So it's just a lot of things, a lot of cogs rotating, I should say, in this episode. And this show series
And
is
the
pretty
Irish
good.
getting treated like shit too.
So,
that was crazy.
Yeah, and supposedly it's from the writers of Bruce Lee too, because Shannon Lee, I think, is like his granddaughter or something like that. She's like one of the executive producers on it. So this show's pretty dope. There's a lot going on, a lot of intrigue and tense situations, especially with the brother and sister being like in two rival gangs, and then on top of that, you have the fighting, which just is amazing. And it, like, for real, like, somebody gets the ass beaten in the first season, and then somebody else get the ass beaten in the second season. It's just crazy.
But at the end of the day, it's 3-piece suits and knives and things and.
And that's what it reminds me of, like, what's it called, a Kung Fu Hustle with the dudes in the suits and the axes and stuff, the hatchet mans and stuff. But
That was my movie.
Kung Fu Hustle, yeah.
Axe Game.
They always dance.
Hit the dance on that ass.
Right.
Axe game.
Right. But yeah, I was watching that a little while ago. Need to get back to it, but everything you did for like fight scenes be where it's at.
Yeah.
I didn't finish both seasons yet. I'm waiting for season 3.
That's what I'm saying. And shout out to HBO Max because I guess they wasn't sure if they was going to continue on Cinemax, but HBO Max picked it up for the 3rd season. So
Real.
Yeah. So
we close, but we ain't Netflix. But they just gonna do it.
Right.
yeah. Low key, I feel like HBO Max, Paramount Plus is close too. I guess because like all the old Nickelodeon shit is like on that bitch. Like
That's it.
you got MTV shit though. MTV shit. If you want to do
Close
like
to
in a
who?
college show.
Netflix.
It's Paramount Plus like the CBS,
CBS,
right?
Yeah. They
You feel me? Like,
I mean, it's cool, but it's I like it because of certain stuff I like to watch on there. But then again,
Bro, you can put on
I got
Legends and
Hulu
Hidden
Live
Temples.
now.
Yeah.
I got Hulu Live now, and a lot of times shows it's not like how it used to be. Like you gotta wait the next day. Like if it's a show on brand new and I go on live, I can click it. I can start it over, or I can watch the. You know what I'm saying? I can just watch the show at the same time as airing, or whatever. You know what I mean? Or the same day, whatever. But
That's how YouTube TV is.
yeah, but so Paramount kind of fell to the wayside for me.
Right.
Like
Well,
I was like one of the first people to cop it that I knew of, but
I only got
it's
it
kind of
for
like
Evil.
yeah.
But I would say HBO Max is ahead of it, but they just gotta like make that shit more stable. I'm tired of saying like, oh, can't connect to HBO Max or
Right.
like
Yeah.
these
Oops.
errors pops up, oops and shit like that, and then like
It's like it's the alpha version of a little.
or and just like what even Paramount Plus got to do too, like more 4K HDR stuff, like.
Yeah, man. I don't understand how. this
Like
stuff go
Paramount
bad.
Plus is on like only on certain devices, and none of them are like just like the smart TVs themselves.
Yeah.
It's like why, bro? Like it's 2021, and then like HBO Max too. Like Titans used to be in 4K and stuff on DC Universe and all like all their original.
Yeah, right.
Why is that now on HBO Max?
Right.
Like you know
HBO. HBO, dude.
What?
Of all places, man.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah,
have 4K.
yeah.
Like
It's
right.
just only on like their newer movies and stuff that
HBO,
release. Like you need all the old shows on that too.
The money, if you want to get on 4K, cough up.
I don't know, but like Netflix, they doing that shit with all their original content. Everything's 4K, HDR. Same thing with Disney too. Disney got that because people getting these premium TVs out here,
Right.
so like
They gotta keep with it. Like
Yeah.
I said, at the end of the day, hey, you want some old for 4K? We go ahead and scrap you that shit.
and then
Some
Hulu,
extra
they don't have
$5.
none of that shit, but they own by Disney anyway now, so
Don't even matter.
yeah.
Disney, we got our hands.
But
in
like I
everything.
said, Disney shit, like all the Marvel movies, 4K HDR. All the Star Wars movies, 4K HDR. Like
Disney.
all that shit, all this series coming out, 4K HDR. Like HBO Max and Paramount Plus just got to catch up to that. Honestly, that's what I got to say about the streaming value. So what's next? Oh, so speaking of the House of Mouse, they finally settled on the ScarJo lawsuit. In case you didn't know, ScarJo and her, she got lawyered up and decided to sue Disney. I forgot for whatever amount of money because Black Widow was only supposed to appear in theaters. It's ones that only have a theater release, but it said at the same time they did the Disney Premiere Access, which you had to pay like $20 or $30 for it to stream it. So ScarJo didn't like that, so she got lawyered up and says she's missing a certain amount of money or percentage that she's supposed to get. So Disney ended up settling for $40 million. So
Because they got money to throw like that.
I guess they just look at that projection and shit. I don't know, like if we spend all this time battling it, we're gonna spend so much more money just being in court, so we might just give her $40 million now. I don't know.
But you think that you was gonna deserve, that you thought profitably, futuristically, this was gonna be your percentage anyway. There you go.
My thing is, I think I was kind of on Disney's side at first, but then I was like, but no, if ScarJo's supposed to be getting a certain percentage or some shit like that, she should have got it. If something's in contract saying like, hey, we was only supposed to be a theater release, then that's how it's supposed to be. You breached that contract if you did.
We gotta redo this.
Yeah, we gotta go to court. I'm lawyered up, bitch. What are you doing? Like, so.
Yeah, that's what it really sounds like. For real, for real. We'll spend more money than it is when you get his little check.
Yeah. So I mean, shout out to ScarJo, get her money. They was getting very petty for a second though in the headlines,
Right.
back and forth. So, but you know, I'm glad it's resolved and things of that nature. But Raising Kanan finally had their finale last week. Y'all seen it?
I have. I just got it on. I got the whole little box set. I like to start over and get everything looking cranny. Do that rerun. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, what I thought the finale though, it was cool. I think his mom ain't shit rock.
Of course. You know what I'm saying? That's what that.
Because I mean, if we get into light spoilers talking about it, how you gonna have your son kill a cop who's your father? Instead of you doing it,
It's his father.
Instead of you
Someone
just doing
Kanan?
it, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Raise
his father.
But instead you're not gonna do it yourself though.
But before he would find out, that was.
But he
the,
don't even know
initiation,
that's his father.
Right.
The reason he did it because he wants to be back in his child's life. He just found out that that's his son.
No, let's just keep it. Real.
It's that. It was a little bit of that, but he wanted that bone
That
marrow.
bone marrow transplant too. But he just found out it's his son too. Yeah.
He did just find out though.
Yeah. So I mean,
He was on
which
some
way,
lightweight trash too, but Rocky is, bruh. Devil in the red dress, bro.
The finale was okay. I feel like the season as a whole moved kind of slow.
Yeah.
And the acting was spotty all over. So, I mean, it's alright. I mean, shout out to 50 Cent, though, because he got another show on right now called BMF. I want to say shout out to Cash Doll. If you've seen the show, the episode, you know, shout out to Cash Doll. Cash Doll, you should be so much more famous, though, rapping-wise. Like, anyway, I don't know what happened. I think your management team just dropped the ball in that shit when you had the momentum going after so good. But, man, you should be way bigger. You should be way bigger than what you are at the moment. So,
Emphasis on the bigums.
no, I'm just saying like before, just like
Okay.
I wasn't saying like
We know what you were saying.
no. I was like she needs to be bigger rap size, rap wise.
It's alright, bro. I mean,
I was going back to 2007. No, she had some momentum in 2017 after So Good, right?
Yeah, she
Like her management team, I don't know, they didn't take advantage of that time or whatever. They dropped the ball because the music industry, timing is everything.
Yes, it is.
So I don't know. They came through, but I'm not gonna say it was Meg's fault because she came out 2019. For real, she got hot. This is 2017. I don't know. I feel like her management company dropped the ball. But other than that, you know, shout out to Cash Doll. Shout out to you, your new baby right now. I mean, 5 months pregnant. You know, hope you have a healthy pregnancy. Things of that nature. BMF was cool. Raising Kanan needs to be better.
I mean,
Shout out to Lil Meech.
Yeah.
Shout out to Lil Meech, man. He actually doing, man. Dude, damn near is his father.
Yeah, and it's crazy. They was talking about he ain't even seen his father for like 3 years since that shit. You know? Right. But he holding it down.
Definitely. John, more of the story?
Be honest. Just throw it out there. Our history, I ain't gonna say our history. American history is trash. America has treated us like garbage. Just admit it. Stop trying to wash it all down the drain and whitewash it. Admit it and fix it.
EJ, more of the story? Joe, more of the story?
Moral of the story: Black lives still matter.
EJ, you ready now?
Yeah, I'm good.
More of the story?
Never stop.
Believe
Never stop believing in what you want to do.
Chuck, more of the story?
I'm gonna keep it going with what John mentioned earlier. It's like, man, that's why it's called his story. We gotta focus on our story, man. And they trying to cover it up. Let's not forget, Black lives do matter. Watch out for Talibanistan. It ain't over.
More of the story, man. More of the story. I'll quit. More of the story, man. We just gotta learn to be more transparent, man. Things of that nature. Like, it's okay to say that you fucked up. Honestly, it's okay to say like something happened, did you wrong, things of that nature. You know, just be transparent. Honestly, about your situation, anything in life, anything of that nature. What's going on with your life? Just be transparent. We all could learn to be more transparent. Black responsibly.
Black responsibility.
Black responsibility.